Hey hoodies, welcome back. Welcome back to the Hood Table. Come on in, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel. It's your girl Tanya, aka the Hood Table, back again with another Friday Night Live. And I have my girl Sislo in the house with me. Al. What's up, Sislo? How you doing?
Hey y'all.
Now, Sislo, hold up.
Oh,
Why are you behind bars tonight?
I was being bad. I'm on timeout.
Oh my God. Are you on timeout on YouTube or Facebook or just in
No, I put
general?
myself on timeout.
Oh, dang. Why are
Yeah, I
you
was
putting
being
yourself on
bad.
timeout? What did you do? Can you share or is it?
It's a secret.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I might have to hit you up behind the scenes.
Yeah, because if I
I
tell
was
you,
like,
then
because. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if I tell you, I'm gonna have to shoot you.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We don't want that. We don't want that. I was just asking, though, because sometimes when you have your
I'm about to cut
behind
a
the
fool.
bars. You about to either act all the way up or we're discussing somebody that is actually behind bars or in trouble with
Actually,
the
I
law.
did. And to be honest, I did want to. One of the topics that I've been on top of is the one with Shirley Strawberry and her husband Ernesto.
I
So
have not really saw anything or heard anything, or maybe I just wasn't seeking it. But the last time we had discussed them, you had like gave us some tea on Shirley and her husband. And are
right.
they like totally separated right now?
Yeah. So guess this is what I was saying. Like right now, you know that there's a website, um, phone calls from prison. Well, not a website, a YouTube channel that goes back and plays all of these calls. Like they are able to access phone calls that you make from prison, which is why I was saying about the R. Kelly thing, but I'm waiting on that. But they can access all of these different phone calls, and with that, they are going back and playing from when Ernesto first got locked up all the way up until now. All of his phone calls, but she's doing it on in chronological order so that you can see the pattern of his conversations with Shirley, and then like from her being behind him and believing him and paying for his lawyers and all this other stuff, and her the things that she said about Steve and his wife and this, that, and the other, all the way leading up to the apology on the air, and all the way to the point to where he found out that his phone calls has been leaked. Now they are right at that point now. So the young lady that he's been talking to, like he'll call Shirley and ask her, tell her he need money, and act like he checking on her and have a little like 10-12 minute talk with her or something like that. He hang up with her and he'll call other people. But one in particular is this girl named Sonya. Excuse me, Sonya. So when she calls Sonya, she called her and he calls her and he talked to her for like 45 minutes or an hour. Now he talked to Shirley for every bit of like 10-12 minutes. And the conversation is very like formal kind of. But when he talking to this other girl, he talking like, what you got on, and I like that picture of you, and we could really rock the world, and we work good together. I can't wait to see you, and all this type of stuff. So now that she's gotten wind of, dang, they leaking all our conversations online. And so she going back listening to it so she can kind of see what they're talking about. So she feeding this stuff to him to tell him, oh wow. First she was telling him about everything that it was on TV. All of the news clips, all of the, what the people on the news were saying in the news articles and this, that, and then what the blogs were saying and this, that, and the other. And he was, to me, he likes that clout. He likes the attention that he's getting from it because he always started giggling like, he like, oh, for real? It's out there like that? And he started laughing. He's like, well, I'm innocent. I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, once you start going through all these phone calls and this, that, and the other, you start hearing him telling them every once in a while, I don't want to talk about that right now. I don't want to talk about that on the phone. Or that he trying to keep something from being said. Or like when recently, she was saying different stuff about they saying I'm your mistress and all this, that, why they saying that? I don't hear nothing about no mistress. What they say, how they say it, and this, that, they don't sound like no mistress stuff to me. It's like he trying to think back, like, what the heck could I have said to incriminate him? Then he starts saying stuff like, they ain't gonna never let me out of here. I'm innocent. I ain't do nothing. They don't mean nothing. They ain't indicted me for nothing. And this, that, and the third. So today, phone calls from prison played the call where she actually told him, let him listen to Steve and Shirley's conversation on the air about this and that. So he was like, when she said my estranged husband, he was like, estranged, what that mean? She said that mean that y'all married, but you ain't together. Baby, I can't wait till you hear the part about we know about the fact, nigga, that you still married. Excuse me, bro, that you still married to your two ex-wives that you've been married to for the last 30 years, bro. You ain't never divorced none of them other women. He's still married to his wife he was married to 30 years ago. Then he got married again. He didn't divorce her. That marriage overlapped. And then he got divorced from that one after he married Shirley. But he's still married to the first one. So he's a bigamist on top of all this other stuff. Bro, it ain't looking good for you, dude. The fact that this woman, Shirley Strawberry, been evicted 5 times in the 8 years they've been married. In the 7, 8 years, whatever, they've been together. 5 times she been evicted. She done had to file bankruptcy. And she still stuck through you with all of this, and you've been cheating on her. Not to mention, bro, they got stuff, they got mess with you. They got evidence on you. And they got a young lady going for how you aid her in that ambulance. Yes, he got an ambulance that he converted. He converted a doggone ambulance to
Hold up.
a hotel room on wheels.
Hold up. He what? He bought an old ambulance and converted it into a hotel on wheels.
A hotel on
Oh,
wheels. A hotel on wheels. And the little young girl said that he took liberties with her in it. Described the inside of it, all of that. When they confiscated his truck, he had pictures, he had all kind of sexual things and liquid Viagra's and all this him. He was an old freak, bro. He was an old
oh
nasty
my
freak.
God. He
And
was
then
probably
on top
driving
of
that
it,
old ambulance around.
girl, he ain't
Oh,
just
I
driving
can't.
around.
Oh,
He had it parked out in his car. They said that Shirley Strawberry got pictures spread out in the bed in it, posing. And one of her friends told her that it was
no.
ghetto. They told her it was ghetto.
Why is Shirley in the back of an old ass ambulance with her legs spread?
I guess the way he did it on the inside, it looked like I don't know, it's lavish or whatever. So she went in there. He called it. I think he told it was supposed to be a place where you do photography and all this and that. Child, please.
You mean to tell me they okay?
Charlie,
Shirley, I know Shirley makes some good money with Steve Harvey. Does she? Hold on,
she
hold
just
on.
renewed
Does
her
she still
contract.
work? Okay, so she still works with him. So Steve Harvey ain't let her go. And what's up,
She
Vibrant
just gave us
Emporio?
the
Hey, how y'all
contract,
doing?
sis. $5 million for 5 years. She just
Oh,
renewed
so
her
Steve
contract.
ain't. And
He ain't letting
people was
her
wondering,
go.
was he going to toss her to the side?
No, he ain't letting her go.
Wow.
Nope. He's not letting her go. She's still with him. She got a job. She just loved the wrong man. Period. And he got her because he had some legitimate businesses under false pretenses. You understand what I'm saying? He started these different businesses and all this, that, and the other. But his MO was to attract older women that he could finesse, that had money or good credit, and he made them the wife and the younger ones the plaything. That's his pattern.
Wow.
Every woman that he married was older than him,
Mm-hmm.
including the one that he had the hair salon, the 24-hour hair salon slash barbershop.
So he a sugar
But
baby.
yes, definitely. Yes. And then from the understanding was like he finagled women out of everything. Like the car, some little charger or something, he told the girl that he was gonna sell it for her and he get her a new one because he saw one, da 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 da. She gave him, signed the papers over, gave him in, and put them Joker sold her car, kept moving, kept pushing. Just like he allegedly went and test drove a vehicle in California, drove it to Atlanta, sold it, and spent the money. So it's like everything he's done, there was some type of scam connected to it. The other thing was this Erica King lady with she has an alias. That's his other mistress. And baby, when I tell you, her wig, her makeup, oh Lord, she busted. She busted disgusting, and she can't be trusted. She was living right next door to him and Shirley all that time. His mistress was living next door. He was screwing around with her too.
Easy
And,
access. Easy access.
right, but guess how she got caught. She got caught because she posed as his lawyer trying to get him out when they first locked him up. And they found out that she was using an attorney's name, but she's really not an attorney. She wasn't that lady. She was using that lady identity and all. They calling her off, trying to get him free. And they caught her. And when they caught her, they found out that her and him were in that image consulting business or whatever it was together and built people out of like over $2 million. Oh my God, girl, he owed landlords for 5 months rent and more. He got evicted from the Shirley got evicted since he been in locked up. And she
So
was
does a
living
lot
with
of what
them.
he owe is that on her as well?
It's involving her credit because his credit hit. Yeah, that's what he was using these women for. Older women with money and good credit. Shirley
Well,
was
I guess
paying
it's
for
a
his
good thing that
lawyer.
I guess it's a good thing that Steve didn't let her go and she got another contract just in case she got to pay some of that. That's sad. A lot of stuff she dealt with though, I still be looking at it like this man did so much to you. Like you know what? I don't even make as much money as some of these people do. And the few times that I have actually lived with men, one I was engaged to, the other one my son's father, or whatever. One thing I can say, as much as we struggled and stuff, we ain't never lost no home. We ain't never have been evicted. You know what I'm saying? Like things happen, and people fall short, and struggle and stuff like that. But just the losses that she suffered, because of him, and she just stayed with him and stayed with him, and all the different cheating and allegations and all that kind of stuff. I just don't understand. I, I, I don't understand that. I don't understand a lot of what recently has come to light. Like, okay, like everybody's talking about certain things, right? Everybody's talking about like the Cassie situation with Diddy, and then another one of Diddy's exes, she comes out. Well, actually, they bring her back up because she had made allegations of him doing the same thing to her years before Cassie came out. So it was Cassie, and then after they broke up, then it was this other chick, and the chick was claiming that he did so much stuff to her, like stomping on her, the same thing that Cassie is saying. That lady said he did the same thing to her. She said when I dated him after he broke up with Cassie, he was always comparing me to her and throwing her up in my face and woo 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 woo. And he would fight me and he would stomp on my stomach. And it's like, what the hell is up with these men? Like, really, what the hell is up? Like with P Daddy's case, we keep hearing about these celebrities, right? Who are allegedly women beaters, woman beaters, I mean notorious. Not just oh he hit me once, but notorious. Like we even just seen what's her name? What's that the younger girl name? Oh my god, we was just talking about her the other night. The dude threw her down the stairs and flipped her over a couch. What's her name? Oh god. I can't even remember. But y'all know who I'm talking about. We was just talking about this choreo the other night. What is her name? Oh shit. Hello, Sisla, are you there? I think
Yes, I'm
Sisla
here.
done ran away.
I'm
Okay,
here.
who am I
Give me
talking
one
about?
second.
Oh my god. I cannot why can't I remember her name? I cannot remember the name. But anyway, it'll come to me. It'll come to me.
Now, I was on the call. What happened? Say it again.
I can't remember. For some reason, my mind is playing tricks on me right now. We just literally had this conversation the other day. What's her name? The black girl who she was getting beat by her man and was caught on her home security cameras. Why can't her Kiki? Thank you,
Kiki,
Corio. Kiki
you talking about
Palmer.
Kiki Palmer?
Yes, Kiki Palmer. And I'm like, is it like, I don't want to call it snitching because I don't call it snitching. And I know some people, they are firm believers that when women, not my beliefs, but they are firm believers that women, when they wait years and years and years to, press charges or make accusations of domestic violence and things like that, that they're lying or they just
But
trying to get a
what
paycheck,
happened?
or they just,
happened?
stuff like that. You know where I stand, Cislo. I'm like, you just don't know. Unless you've been in a domestic violence situation, you just don't know how long it might take for people to come forward or whatever. But anyway, go ahead, go ahead. Thank you, Tony Dimples and Corio. They said Kiki. Child, we was just talking about them for the grip the other night, and I'm like, what is her name? I can't remember her name, but yeah, Kiki Palmer. She's been getting her butt whooped on for a couple of years, and she's finally coming forward and letting the world know and showing still pictures of from her home footage, home security cam videos, still photos, and things like that. And then we got Cassie coming out about P Diddy, and it has been rumors and allegations for years that P Diddy was very violent, like very violent. And so now what they're bringing out or what they're bringing up is after Cassie, she's spilling her tea about her relationship with Diddy, an ex of his, they're bringing her back up because they're like, well, hold up. This ex of his been saying that she was abused and that he did all this stuff, the same stuff that Cassie's saying, like stomping her in her stomach and beating her and dragging her by her hair and all kind of other stuff. She said that years ago. years ago. So now we're hearing it from Cassie. And now people are, it's like their ears are open, their eyes are open, they're blogging and talking and discussing about it. But it's under the pressure that Diddy has been doing this type of behavior for years. And now it seems like he might be facing the heat for it. So, what I'm going to do is, hold on, let me drop the link just in case anybody wants to jump on. Okay, let me see. Did I do this right? Copy. Oh gosh, I hate being on this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I dropped the link just in case anybody wants to jump on and discuss anything that we're discussing tonight. It is Friday Night Live. Y'all know how we do on Friday Night Live. Come on in, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. But right now we are discussing Sean Diddy Combs. And we're discussing now, of course, there was a 35-page document, 35-page um, complaint filed by Cassie. A lot of people have got their hands on it. A lot of bloggers have got their hands on it. But child, if you just Google, like, don't let nobody make you feel like they special because they got the 35-page document. Because if you just Google it, it's right there for you. Somebody put it on social media. They put it on the internet. So you just Google and you can come across a 35-page document. But as I was saying, Sean Diddy Combs, aka what the hell he calling himself now, Cisco? Sean Love Combs? What the hell? You know, when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, so is this like a LL thing? Like ladies love Cool J? Like, what's up with the middle name being Love now? P. Diddy, Sean Love. Oh, child, it don't. Oh, anyway. Hey, Charlie, what's up, beautiful? She said, I'm fixing. That's her old country talking Aries. I'm fixing to go night night, but thought I would share and drop a like and send my love. I would. You know what, Charlie? I love your accent so much. Well, I'm up here hearing your accent, like hearing your voice while I'm reading what you just put in the chat. Ah, what's up, Diamond Forever? Yes. We love us some Charlie. Yes. But thank you guys for dropping down. And if y'all want to hit the link, feel free. The link is in the chat. But as I was saying, okay, Sean Diddy calls P. Diddy. He got like 50 11 names, but we're going to call him Mr. Love. Anyway, his ex, Gina, she had claimed that he stomped her, dragged her by her hair, some of the same things that Cassie was saying when they were in a relationship. Now, Gina, who goes by the nickname Virginia V, she made allegations back in a 2019 interview that has resurfaced. Like I said, it's resurfaced after Cassie has now filed her lawsuit. She said his ex Gina said he stomped on my stomach really hard, like took the wind out of me. Now this is what she told. Why is Tasha K? Oh, child. We're gonna talk about Tasha K a little bit later too, because I heard an interview with Tasha K today that we definitely gotta discuss. Okay. So anyway, Gina was doing an interview with the controversial blogger Tasha K. You know, the one who Cardi B put that $4 million lawsuit on, who can't pay that $4 million lawsuit. She can't even pay 400,000 to Cardi B. But anyway, Gina was telling him I can't breathe. And she said he kept hitting me. And she said I was begging him, will you stop? I can't breathe. Please, I can't breathe. Eventually, she started fighting back because she said she had enough of his shit. Now, Gina's relationship with Diddy began when he was on and off again with Cassie, whose full name we know is Cassandra Ventura. And basically, she said he was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive to me. He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one and Cassie's the good one. She said that he would adding that everyone around Diddy allowed the alleged abuse to occur. And wow, if this don't sound like no R. Kelly type of shit. Everybody around, everybody in his circle, everybody in his camp knew that he was dog walking, monkey stomping this girl, molly whopping, and nobody in the camp did anything. She said
Mm-hmm.
elsewhere in a three-part interview, she claimed the influencer claimed that Sean John founder had paid her $5,000 to abort their baby when she had became pregnant. She said, I turned the money down because I just loved him. I was like, trying to prove that I loved him. So she turned the money down. She said, I wasn't the girl that was there just for money. I really cared for him and I just wanted him to be nice to me.
Mm.
Ain't that some shit?
Girl, I think that Miami
Oh,
chick.
hold up, babe. I think this is Choreo. Hold up, babe. Let me just make
Mm,
sure. This is Choreo, so I can add her
girl,
on.
oh,
Hey, Choreo Boo.
Hey, sis
How
love.
you doing, love?
I'm doing fine. How you guys
you
doing?
Sugarfoot?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. I may not be able to stay long. We got a situation going on, but I'm here. I'm here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I thank you and appreciate you for jumping on in the middle of a situation, child. Now I'm
Yeah,
gonna let Sislo go first, and then I'm gonna let you chime in. But Sislo was just about to say something about P. Diddy and Cassie.
okay.
No, I was getting ready to say I think that Miami chick, that Carisha, the Miami thing girl, they were
Uh-huh.
messing
Christian,
with.
is that how you say her name? Christian or something?
Yes, cause I know he was abusing her. I don't know as a fact. In my mind, I think he was. I think he is or does because they've been back and forth, up and down. He went back and had a baby, got back with her, got all this and that, and then she was always, "Do we go together? Are we an item?" And he was like, "No." And he dogged her out in her face. So people are saying, "Come on, Carisha, tell the truth." Or Caresha, whatever her name. Miami, you know what I'm talking about, that Miami girl. Young Miami.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they're trying to say now that they think that she is one of his many victims and Kim Porter. You know what I'm saying? Kim Porter
I
always
was
had
thinking
been,
about that, Sislo. I
oh
swear to
God,
God, I
lady,
was thinking about that.
he always was messing with Kim Porter and Cassie at the same time. And he had another baby. And while Kim, right after Kim Porter had them twins, well, she had the twins when she came back to him, but she had Christian, and then he had another baby, and then she had them twins, and she came back, but she kept trying to get away from him. But every time she tried to get away from him, he came and got her back. So they're saying now, even with her death, that she was supposedly died from what now they're trying to say was COVID, maybe, or something similar to that, or pneumonia or something. But they saying, well, why was blood found on her pillow and all this? She looked like she had been beaten or something, and all this and that. Then with all of the other people on his bad boy record label, everybody says that he was a trip. And they talking about he done paid off money, accusing him of helping knock off Tupac. People been saying that they think he has something to do with Biggie. The young dude saying he blew up his car, or they say he threatened to blow his car up, and the man car got blown up in the driveway for messing with Cassie. All this time, he was making Kim live in the same house. She upstairs while he downstairs, and Cassie was around. He made Cassie stay in the house and this, that, and the other. So yes, he's controlling. He's a narcissist, and allegedly, but I believe it. I don't like his attitude. Then let me tell you something. When I was going to UD before I got my degree, while I was working on my degree, One of my classmates was an older gentleman. He and his wife were both union stewards at two of the big three. Their son had just got back home in the recent weeks while we had this discussion, and the guy said, "I don't care about the job." He was paying him good money. He said, "But I'll never in my life work for Sean Combs again." He said he was a dog. He wasn't no good. Her dad said, this man said this to my face in class while we were just discussing, the current events. He said that man is terrible. And he said all of that stuff that he was making them do on making the band, walking all the miles for a slice of cheesecake, and then getting there and complaining about it was nasty and throwing it in the garbage. He said he really liked that for real. That wasn't just for TV. He's really like that. So it's like some of the people that, because he had kids from Detroit everywhere. I know drummers that tried out for making the band and all. He's nasty. So I believe anything that they say about this dude. I'm inclined to believe it.
You know what? And I'm gonna let Corio chime in. I totally forgot about making a band. How he used to make them do all that shit. I remember you bringing it back to my recollection. But anyway, Corio, hey love, you want to
Hey,
chime in on anything?
I just wanted to jump up here real quick and say that Sislo said a lot of what I was gonna say, but if you think about it, um look at all the success he's had with different bands, different groups, and all those groups are poor now for the most part. I think the only reason Mary J. Blige survived is that she left the label and went someplace else. But you think 112, all the, he had, if you think about it, Puffy had a lot of one hit wonders because people was, buy the albums or whatever, and they, people would buy the whole albums or download the whole albums, and then he'd let them go. You see what I'm saying? So he kept all the revenue. And needless to say, he's a greedy trip. He screwed over all his artists, and I think Biggie wouldn't let him screw over him. And maybe that we're gonna say this. Maybe they had a disagreement. But a lot of
Child.
people said that he was no better than Suge Knight. No
And I
better.
heard that too. You know what? I heard that Sean P. Diddy Love Cone, whatever the hell he called himself now, that he was acting like he was like some type of mafia motherfucker. Like,
Yes. Yes. That's what I
like some
heard.
of these people and these celebrities, they get to a certain status and they acting like they the mafia or something. Like they can't nobody tell them to do shit. They got all this control and all this power. Money makes you just not everybody, but money makes some people act truly like monsters.
Mhm.
Like it's like an evilness that
Mhm.
comes over them.
It's just to me money shine, puts a shine on who you really are. If you're a dirty creep,
That part.
you're going to be a bigger dirty creep just because you have money. You know what I'm saying? It
Yep.
just,
Yep.
because what was I going to say? I think that was it, that he just screwed over. He's just like Sislo said, you look at J Lo. It was a quid pro quo. She used him as a stepping stone to get into the singing part of her career, and he wanted her. And when remember when they got in that big argument or fight in the club, and they all had to go to the police station, and J Lo was like, "That's it, I'm going back to white men." And remember how he
Affleck.
upset? Yeah, he obsessed over her. He wouldn't leave her alone. He wrote songs. They said she'd come home and the one whole room would be full of roses. He just obsessed, and he still talks about her. If you ask the right
hmm
question in interviews, he still talks about her. And a lot of people said she ran. She ran. And um Because normally, when you haven't did anything, and it's not like Jennifer Lopez was from Beverly Hills. She was from the hood in New York. You know what I'm saying? So she's seen her share of people getting arrested, and da 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 da. And I think it was more than just getting arrested that scared her away from him. You know what I mean? Because she was a clout chaser back
Yep.
then, and I think
Mhm.
she saw more than she jumped ship. That was her exit. That was her excuse.
And that's probably why she does so great in that movie. What was that movie called? Oh my God. Was
Oh, where
it
she
Enough?
fights enough. Yeah,
Enough. That's it. That was one of my favorite movies that she played in. Because I don't really care for her acting that much.
yeah. I don't
But
care for her singing or acting, but she
yeah,
did do good in that one movie where she blew up. That movie
uh
she
huh.
played that girl that got killed by her
Selena.
manager,
Uh
Selena.
huh.
Selena.
Yeah,
She
Selena. Yeah.
she did a great job with that
I
and
I
blew
love
up.
love that
Selena.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that movie. Oh my God. Ugh. Oh, but yeah, so as far as this 25 page, I mean 35 page document, you guys, so they said how Cassie, aka Cassandra Ventura, was held down by Puffy and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands, reminding me of R. Kelly again. But Miss Ventura, the dark times were those she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking, among other violent and unlawful acts. They saying that he raped her in her own home after she tried to leave him. He often punched her, beat her, kicked her, stomped her, just like the ex said, Gina, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in her. Uh, Forced her to engage in sex acts with male sex workers while masturbating and filming the encounters. Remind me of R. Kelly.
That's wait,
Um,
let's freeze right there.
yes. Okay, go ahead, boo.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead. That's just
She
too
said,
much.
"Let's freeze right there."
That's
Okay.
just
No.
too much. And I believe her. I believe he did
Right.
it. Mm,
Yep.
mm,
Yep. Yep.
mm,
And then
mm,
she
mm.
said, ran out of apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival. He ran out of an apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive whom he learned was nearby. He demanded
Mm.
that she carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is.
But
He
see,
Mm.
that's what he
introduced
did
her.
to
Oh,
J
go ahead.
Lo. That's what he did to J Lo. That's why she
Had
got
her
away from
carry his.
him.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly, because he was trying to make her take the charges for him. And
Mm.
she was like,
Mm.
oh,
Mm.
That's
Mm.
why she got
Mm.
away from him.
Mm. Mm.
She was
Mm.
scared to death.
You could tell
Yep.
she was scared. You could tell she was scared, and she took that as her exit. She was like, "I'm gonna use this excuse, and I'm out."
She was
Yeah,
like, I might be Jenny from the block, but I'm not going to carry your Glock.
right.
There you go.
Hey, hey, hey.
You stupid.
You know I'm silly. What's up,
Yeah,
Southern Belle? How you doing?
that was too funny.
But that was one of my favorite songs. I'm still Jenny from the block. But anyway, okay, so okay, after he demanded her to carry, okay, so she said he introduced her to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. Mm. She was 19 years old in 2005 when they, first started, hooking up, and he was 37. He signed her to his label, Bad Boys Records, and within a few years lured her into an ostentatious, fast paced, drug fueled lifestyle and into a romantic relationship with him, her boss, one of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry, and a vicious, cruel, and controlling man, nearly 2 decades her senior. It's a lot, y'all. If y'all haven't found the documents online, because they are online, you don't have to do anything special. That's why I said earlier, don't make you feel like they special because they got these documents. I found them right online. I just typed it in and then I downloaded on my phone. So anybody can go find the documents, but it is a 35-page complaint and it's a jury trial demand. She wants a jury. So she wants to be heard in front of a, peers, jury.
Hey,
So
Southern Belle. How you doing, Southern
yes,
Belle? I'm
yes.
sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay, babe. But yeah, what does it say? The preliminary statement. Okay, okay, basically, I read to y'all. I'm not gonna read the whole 35-page statement. I'm not gonna put y'all through all that. Again, if y'all want the link, I can send the link to you. Just hit me up on IG, but it's literally on the internet. And that doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes people they will post the whole document on their website, and sometimes you have to actually go to the court website and pay or something like that to get the documents, but these are available free online. So if anybody wants them, hit me up on IG and I will send you the link.
See, when you are the type of person that people are saying he is, people don't have a problem putting your business out there. I bet you it's out there 50 times. You know what I'm saying? Because people despise him.
Hmm.
You know, he's not a beloved music mogul like you know what I mean. People just really dislike him. And like Sislo said, people that think he has something to do with Pac. They think he has something to do with Biggie. I've always thought that Biggie was the one that he couldn't roll over and get a couple hits and make Biggie leave. You know what I'm saying? I think he was a little bit intimidated by Biggie once he got him. Uh, he became a hit maker. Does that make sense? And because
Yes.
he
Uh
brought in
huh.
the Junior Mafia, he brought in Lil Kim, and I'm not sure if he brought in Lil Kim, but I know he brought in the Junior Mafia, and that gave Biggie backup. You know, he
Uh
wasn't
huh.
just a lone uh hit maker. You know that Puffy could put his finger on and press. He
Hmm.
couldn't press him. He could put pressure on Biggie, and I think that he's narcissistic, like Sislo said, and all those good things. And
Hmm.
he wasn't gonna have it. That was his company. Because you think about
Yeah.
it, if Biggie made one album and he's a legend. Wonder if he stayed there, made two or three. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Puffy wouldn't have been able to stand if he became a big and made his own label. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or
I
people
hear
start,
you.
yeah, or people started saying that, if it wasn't for Biggie, Bad Boys wouldn't be anything. All of that. I
Hmm.
could just imagine that, especially when you're on pills or you doing whatever he was doing. It makes you because I heard he's very paranoid when he's high.
Oh wow. Well, you know what? Somebody just dropped something in the chat, and I was going. A matter of fact, I had something pulled up, but Dark Orchard said they just settled the lawsuit. Not sure if we discussed that. Yep, we haven't got there quite yet, but thank you, Dark Orchard. Orchard.
Hi, Dark
Yes,
Orchard. They
thank you,
settled. He
Dark Orchard.
settled. He settled with Cassie.
Yes, and I was just about to. I'm literally was look, because while I'm talking to you guys, I'm over here looking at the Will Smith stuff. I got all these websites open, but yes, and let's see. I think somebody was trying to jump on. Was that Mel? Hold on 1 second. Let me see if that's Mel. Melissa?
It's Mel, baby.
Hey,
Hey,
Melissa.
baby. What's
Hey.
up, baby? How you doing?
And
Hey,
now you come
Melissa.
she said, hey y'all. Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey.
You
Okay, let
know
me
what?
read this real quick, y'all. Then I'm gonna let y'all chime in.
Okay, I'm gonna go
But
on mute.
yes, but thanks again to Orchard. Thank you. I love when people be dropping tea in my chat while I'm live. So feel free, continue. But okay, so what had happened was Cassie was like, after years of silence and darkness, she was finally able and felt she had to tell her story because we know that she had like a year left because when you're an adult, you have like so much time to file charges on certain things, right? So she was in that last year time frame to do this. And she felt like, it was time she wanted to stand up for herself and speak about her trauma that she experienced. But, Combs, P. Diddy, Love, or whatever he called himself now, he had, denied all the allegations. Cassie said for the past 6 months, Mr. Combs, or actually his lawyer said for the past 6 months, I'm not gonna call him Mr. Combs, I'm gonna call him Diddy. P. Diddy has been subjected to Cassie's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. So that's what they were trying to say at first, that it was blackmail. Oh, Corio fell off. Corio, do you need me to drop the link? Hold on, let me drop the link again. Okay, I dropped the link just in case you need it, Corio. Okay, so basically they were trying to say his lawyer that was that he was he was being blackmailed, right? But but today, Cassie and Sean P. Diddy Love Combs have reached a settlement accusing him of rape and abuse. And this was just basically right after she filed the lawsuit. So they reached a settlement one day after Cassie filed the lawsuit against him, accusing him of sex trafficking and sexual assault, according to court documents. Uh, Cassie said, I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, my fans, my lawyers for their unwavering support. Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, said in a statement on Friday, we have decided, that's today, y'all, today, we have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. That is what P. Diddy said in his statement. They did not disclose the terms of the settlement, which came one day after she filed an explosive complaint. She alleged in the filing that she was trafficked, raped, and viciously beaten by Combs during the course of their relationship. So I'm going to ask you guys, do you think he was really guilty now? I know we already feel like, yeah, this dude has violent mafia violence tendencies that he has distributed and displayed among different women. But with him, can y'all believe that? When the last time we seen some shit like that where they settled that fast?
Well, he's got 77 kids. I'm sure that he doesn't want everything to come out in court because just the what she filed was very salacious. So he probably doesn't want any more to come out, and I'm sure she has the NDA with that. So we'll probably, maybe if he passes away or whatever, we'll, because he's way older than
Hmm.
her, she may outlive him. But
Girl, yeah,
r-
because he was like 37 when she was 19. That's like
right,
double damn near. Yeah.
right. So I think that, to me, for this particular case, not all cases, because a lot of times they'll tell people to go ahead and settle just because they don't want it dragging out in the public with, you know what I mean, and it causes more damage to their. Anyway, I think he did it. I'm done. I'm gonna go on
I
mute.
do too. I do too. And I think Dark Orchard in the chat believed it too, but Dark Orchard said he figured, I don't know if Dark Orchard is a he or she, but said they figured that the settlement there would be a settlement because he don't want that type of stuff going to court. But
Right.
Dark Orchard also said didn't think it would be that fast. That is like lightning speed.
And that was that, and I'm gonna shut up after this, but that leads me to believe it was, you think sex trafficking, the R word,
Yep.
drugs, guns, beatings, it had to be 100 probably times worse than what she put in the filing of the document, the
I believe
complaint.
it.
Okay, I'm
I
done.
believe it. Now,
I'm
why do
done.
you think? Okay, now with his ex girlfriend Gina, and then we're gonna discuss this and wrap this up, and then we're gonna discuss what we just recently heard about Will Smith. But why do you think that now Cassie is getting so much light shine on her situation? But back in the day when Gina brought it up, his ex that he met after Cassie, she was saying, he was stomping me, he was doing this. She said this years ago to Tasha K on her interview with Tasha K that he stomped me, he beat me, he did this, he's always comparing me to Cassie, da 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 da. I wasn't good enough. Cassie was better, da da da. He would always throw them daggers at her in their relationship. But it didn't blow up as big as it did, like it is right now. Do you think it's just
I
because it's
believe he
Cassie?
did. I believe he did all this stuff.
Yeah, go ahead, babe.
I was just saying, I believe he did all of that stuff, and I think probably because Cassie was more, um, you know, well known. Because until you mentioned Gina, I didn't know what his ex girlfriend's name was, but I knew Cassie. But yeah, I believe he did all of it. He seemed like that low down type.
Yep, and now there's accusations out that even he might have allegedly even had something to do with not only Pop, but also the death of Big. Like that is crazy to me. I can't wait till all this stuff air out because I think within the next year or so, a lot of stuff is going to air out about the Pac situation and
Mm.
the Biggie situation. I really do believe that a lot of stuff, a lot of skeletons is about to come out the closet.
But you know what? I just hope Cassie live to tell the story. He's still an
It's
awful
some,
freak.
it's always people like, okay, and I'm not trying to skip. I'm just going to say this right now. I'm not trying to say I'm trying to jump into that conversation, which we are going to next. But when you say it's always someone, like
Hmm.
for instance, with the Will Smith, his old assistant Bilal. It's always one person that knows everything, who
Yep.
has been keeping it close to their chest, close to their heart for years. But
And
don't
you know
screw them
what?
over.
I always tease my best friend because we've been best friends since we were six. And I tell people, she know where all the bodies is buried. I can't I can't not let her be
Yep.
my best friend.
That's my best friends. That's my best friends, my cousins, my homegirls, my homies.
Right.
Like your peoples. Most of the time, y'all already known each other for 10, 15, 30, 40 years, and y'all done been
Hmm.
there for each other for everything, including children and marriages and breakups and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot of our peoples close to us know where
Or
all
like
the
R.
bodies are buried.
Kelly and the guy who was the guy with R. Kelly that was like there when him and Aaliyah got married and stuff, but he never
Oh,
say
that was
nothing.
his bodyguard, wasn't it? His bodyguard.
No, I don't think this was bodyguard. This was because he wasn't no big guy. He was like a maybe a manager or something.
Oh yeah, his manager. His manager. Sorry, his
Yeah,
manager.
like
And
an
I should
older
know that
guy.
because we've been covering it since. Like I
Hmm.
should know that, but it was his manager,
Right, somebody who know
and
all
he
the
knew
business.
everything.
Hmm.
hmm And that's why you don't screw people over. But I think more and more celebrities are learning. Like, see, a lot of these things that's coming out
Hmm.
back then, people weren't really forced and pushed to sign those NDAs.
Right,
That stuff started happening much later
but you know
where
what?
people was like, okay, you need to protect yourself, protect your family, protect your money, all this
Yeah,
kind of stuff. And if you want to be ratchet out there and do all that stuff, you better have people around you sign them NDAs.
and you know what? I believe even though she was crazy, she crazy as the best of bud. I believe a lot of that stuff Jaguar Wright was saying. It might not have been 100%, but it was some truth mixed in there. And she was, she had a lot to say about Diddy and how he was doing people and all that stuff.
Well,
hmm
I just want to throw this in there real quick. It's kind of like you're on the path, but there's like a little footpath that leads off to the side. That's what I'm going to. They said that Justin Bieber, there was this big party, and they would never say it was like a big producer in Hollywood. and they said that Justin Bieber went and that he was approached and that he saw some things that by the time he left that party, like a month later, he got saved. He started dating that girl that he's currently married to, and they got married. And he kind of backed away a little bit because he's not doing album after album after
Mm-hmm.
album. They said whatever he saw and whatever he was approached with shook him that bad that he pulled away. And he really has, but I don't know if the story's true, but they say
But I
that's what
believe,
happened.
to piggyback off of what you said, I believe that he just didn't see it. I believe he just wasn't approached.
He got
You
assaulted
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
or or not. I don't, well, it would be assaulted, but like you know how some people go along to get along.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on now. I
Mm-hmm.
have been in church all my life. I might have been born again like 10 times so far. But I'm just saying. Hey.
It's so
I'm born
crazy.
again. That's my excuse all the time. I'm a born again Christian now. When I be trying to make myself
You've
look
been
good.
born again and
But
again and again and
yes,
again.
and again and again and again. How some people got to confess, Lord, please come into my life like 100 times over the span of their life because they always fucking up.
Hmm.
Like I feel like something could have happened, and I firmly believe with a lot of these younger entertainers, all the way back to Can We
Yeah,
Talk,
yeah.
Yeah.
all the way back and
I
beyond.
definitely think something went on with that
Yes.
Do you
Thank
because
you.
he
Mhm.
fell all the way off.
do you remember that movie? It's one I don't like vampire movies, even though I used to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer on TV. I like Vampire in Brooklyn, but do you remember that vampire movie called The Lost Boys?
Mm-mm.
Yes, I remember it. Sure
Oh,
do. Yep.
remember those two? What are they? Corey's. It was Corey. The two Corey.
Corey Hamer and Corey.
Corey Haim and Corey,
I know who you're
because
talking
I was in love. Okay, we got a lot of echoing. Hold up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sislo? Sislo?
I'm,
That was Sislo. Okay,
oh,
it was Corey Haim and Corey.
I can't
I know
Oh
who
remember.
you're
God.
talking about. I
But
can't
you
Hold
think
up,
of
because
guys
I had
know.
both of their pictures on my walls because I was in love with. But child, I had white boyfriends and black boyfriends in my
me too.
head when I was
Okay.
younger.
So you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember how they were really drugged out. They were really, you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? They would talk crazy on interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood turned their back on them and
Yep.
teased them and everything. And the one Corey committed
Feldman. There it
suicide.
is. Thank you, Dark. Thank you,
Right.
Dark Child.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Right.
Feldman. Yeah.
Right. Well, the one Corey finally committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And the other Corey, I think the
Yep.
Corey Feldman, he's still alive, but
But he ain't been the same.
he said that they were getting hard at parties. They would be driven to these producer parties, direct, you know what I'm saying? And it would be sex, like a sex orgy, and they were getting hard and men and women and fed drugs and stuff. He has been
And he
trying to.
named people like Charlie Sheen,
Yes, yes,
Marty
But
yes,
he was
Wise,
yes,
John
Charlie Sheen one
Grissom.
of the culprits. Is he one of the
He
culprits?
named a lot of people.
That's
yes.
like
Uh-huh.
what's the guy that was with B2K that ain't been right ever since?
Oh, now I see. I believe that too. I believe
I
all of
believe
them.
Is he
I
Yes.
alive?
believe all of them. Yep.
is it Raz B?
Yep. And
That
have
sounds
y'all
It
raspy.
was.
Raz
I
B.
think it
have
was.
y'all seen? And he had a nervous breakdown. Have y'all ever seen Chris Stokes?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, from pictures.
He looked suspect.
Yeah.
Yes, he
And
does.
then that Marcus Houston is married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that his wife, they have been dating for 10 years. His wife is only 22, 23.
What? So she was 12?
They got married when she was 18. Yes. Yes.
I have always believed that they were touched
The
by
mail
that
came
guy.
out.
Always.
So it's like, yep, it's like, I mean, and then you remember, my girl, she got a show now, a TV show now. Oh shoot,
A talk
she
show?
talked with a, she talked with a list. White girl. She talked with a list. She was a child star.
Oh, I know he's talking
Drew
about.
Barrymore. Drew
Yeah,
Barrymore.
yeah.
You
She was at
remember that?
ET.
Yep. You remember that she got she was in the rehab at 12.
Wow, I didn't know that.
She was in the Betty Ford Center at 12. They were giving her cocaine and everything as a child star to keep her up, to
See, that's
keep
why
her
I
working.
wouldn't even let my, I wouldn't even do it.
It was like, well, it's like who you around. There are a lot of those child stars that kind of stuff
Mhm.
was going on with.
And that's
It
why they
seems
are
like
nobodies right now
It's
because
like,
they have mental and PTSD issues.
I
what did
think
y'all
it's
you ever
probably
heard? You ever heard? I'm sorry, Shirley Temple's
I heard her
testimony.
story too. Yeah.
Yeah, she talked about how they used to beat her if she
Mhm.
didn't say she didn't do a scene right. How they
Yeah.
wouldn't let her rest.
And you
They
know who
will
else
beat
they
her.
did bad? Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. What's her name?
Oh,
I
that's
can't.
my girl,
I
Judy
can't think of her.
Garland.
Yes, yes. They did her
Judy.
terrible too.
Yeah, her she became an alcoholic, and then her daughter followed
Yeah.
in her footsteps. Liza Minnelli.
Liza. Yeah.
Mhm.
Liza was weird.
She
Is she
had no
still
choice but
alive?
to be weird. Her mother was an
Is she
alcoholic and drug
is she
addict.
still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. She looks bad, but she's still alive.
Okay. Cause she was with David Guest, who seems like he don't like women.
Girl, look
Aren't
who
they
Latoya
married?
Jackson was with.
Who is she with?
And he was abusive.
Hey, sis,
David,
Lo, could you mute when you're not talking? Because it's a bad echo.
she was with David Guest too? Latoya?
No, I said think about who Latoya was with. The old dude she was
Okay.
with.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that story.
But yeah, I mean, so
You
I
come more closer to finding a child star that it's more rare to find a child star that is normal than it is to find one that didn't get touched or damaged in some
well,
kind of way.
I also think that parents that stick by their children or on set
Yeah.
and pay close attention to them. I think Hollywood tries to label them and make people try to pressure the parents to stop
Yeah.
doing it because they'll say how they're hovering over the children and I think
Mm-hmm.
that, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And I just think that those are really the good parents, and the producers and stuff are trying to guilt them into not paying close attention to their kids so they can get at them. That's just, I mean, if it's hard for an
Yep.
adult to get past all those producers and weirdos and stuff, a child with a parent that is all
Is
about the
not
fame and
around and
yeah, and
yeah.
all about the money, and it's like,
Right.
okay, take them,
Like Gary
Like those
Coleman
parents
parents.
that send you over anybody's house.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Well, you
yes,
know, Gary Coleman's parents ran through all his money.
yeah, yeah, but
And you know what? Miss Sharon is saying a lot of people, well, not a lot, but people are saying in the chat they have reached a settlement. And yes, yes, we did discuss that. We did speak about the settlement that they reached. They didn't share the details, but yes, Cassie wanted 30 million. I don't know how much she got, but yes, we did discuss that they settled. Mhm.
she deserves, I think personally, she deserves every penny. I wish that the judge, but if I got 30, even if I only got 15 million, I was going to say he should have to write an apology, but that would be admitting guilt. and I'm sure he had her sign a non-disclosure, an NDA.
Oh, but
You
I bet
know,
his ex Gina and other people are probably going to come back. Gina,
oh, they gonna go.
But you know who he really didn't. It don't seem like got a story unless she just ain't telling it. It's Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez had made some accusations about him as well.
Like
And
violence.
that's why, but see, J Lo, that's a white girl. She was like, "Fuck you, nigga. I'm going back to the other side of the bread." Like she was like, ah,
Cause
child.
I know
But
she got gone when he was going through all that stuff with that case, where that guy went to jail, and she dipped.
yeah, she dipped and never looked back. Even though he was, I don't want to say stalking her, but he was really pressuring her to get back with him.
He
Yeah,
was
You know,
'cause
stalking.
it seemed
give
like
some.
that was the one that got away for the longest.
See, and Jennifer Lopez had the money too to keep his black behind away. You
He
you
probably
understand what I'm
still
saying?
regrets that one though.
Yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
probably had. She could afford bodyguards. You know what
And
I'm
is that
saying?
guy
Whereas
still in jail? Is he still locked up?
is what?
That guy.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I don't know. No, I think he's out.
oh, okay.
I think he's out. But she had money to beat his ass back with a stick. She could get bodyguards, things of that when she went out for coffee. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Gina and all these other girls that he harassed and stuff and scared, they really didn't have it like that. You know, that would be like if we had a stalker. What do we do? And an abuser.
You know,
You know?
I was listening to y'all when we were in the car coming back here, and when y'all first started talking about this, and I was telling Naya, I was like, the one thing that to me that's way worse than money when people get it is power.
Yeah.
And they let Diddy get too much power, and he
Yeah.
think he's untouchable.
He really yeah. And it's a shame he's getting, you know, sometimes, well, all the time, you're supposed to let God handle it. He said, "Vengeance is mine. I'll make your enemies your footstool." All you have to do is sit back and let it ride and just not even try to get back at the person. I had to learn that. I really had to learn that because when I was younger, I let's just say I didn't adhere to that. I fought. I was a fight. I was went from 0 to 100, and I just think that they showed a lot of restraint because if Diddy did me like that and he went to sleep, I would have hurt him. So
Girl,
that's another reason why I think you got young girls. You know, I really do because
R. Kelly.
he got the right kind of, like those, what do they call them? Those ambiguous girls. You can't really tell what they are. They're all meek and you know what I'm saying. He
And they wanted a
chose,
career and they wanted to be successful. A lot of them
yes,
big old moguls, they get the
yes,
ones who are desperately thirsty to make it in
yes.
the industry. Now, when the last time we done heard from Cassie?
I remember she started dating her trainer, and then they had a baby, and
I
that
mean, as
was
far as
years
like
ago.
musically,
No, one hit
he
wonder.
was like
That's
a
what.
one
I
hit,
was about to
right?
say she
That's
had
what
the
he
one song,
did.
didn't she?
He was a one hit wonder, but he was whooping her ass for 10 years.
See what I'm saying?
And that song wasn't even that great.
So right. So it's just that
Ah, da,
ambiguous.
da, 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 da. Ooh, I
Yeah.
remember that song. That used to be my shit, though. I ain't even gonna lie. That was my shit.
But it seemed like
Me,
she wasn't
remember
really
me and
singing.
you? Remember that song, me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be my.
It was one of them where it sounded like they just took the track and it didn't
Yeah.
seem like she was really singing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Well, they
mean, it was
eventually settled.
okay. I didn't think it was a
So,
bop, but it was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it does. It was like the sometimes with me it's
The beat.
like the beat.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a beat person. Like even with how we don't really listen to all the stuff our kids listen to, but
Mm.
sometimes it might be something like lean with
Or
it, rock. It
the
might be
yeah,
just a
yeah.
beat or something,
The
and
beat or
you'll
the
have
hook.
you up there doing a stanky leg with your big ass grown ass. Like what the hell am I doing a stanky leg? Because it's like
Yeah, because the music gonna
seriously
make you
though.
go straight to the dance.
Yes, like, that's just how it works. And
Yep.
those producers, they know what they are doing when they do that. Hmm.
Yeah, if you got the right beat and the right hook or the right chorus, whatever, and that song gets stuck in your head, it's over.
And I really think that when he met Cassie, he did that on purpose. He made sure he probably got the best producers, the best writers, and worked with her and got that one hit wonder out, song out. And that was, to me, it was more about the spider bringing it in, getting trapped in the web. That just
Mhm.
brought her closer to him so he could do all that dirt.
So what's the deal with him and this young Miami? Are they dating for real? For real? With
Who?
the young Miami girl and
I
Diddy?
don't know. I don't know. But
Because I was
if I
like,
was her
that
mama,
ain't real.
if I was her mama, I'd be asking questions.
Well, her name Young Miami. That's the City Girls chick.
Yeah,
She is 29, and how old is he now? Because he was 30. What when he met Cassie? So what? He like 70 now. How old is Diddy? Like
I was gonna say
60?
I
Diddy
No,
think
young
he's 54. Diddy is 54. I'm just dragging it out, y'all. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's 54, but it's the same MO. Like it's the
Yeah,
same MO. Like with Cassie, he was down there double her age. The city
yeah.
girl chick young mommy, Miami, she's 29 and he's 54. So it's like he dates chicks that are like double his what do you call it? Not senior, junior. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, they had just last year is when people realized because he had like made it public. But then they also said, we are messing around, but it's not a monogamous
That's all I'm
relationship.
gonna say. I didn't think that was like a real thing. Like she was
They said they were messing with each other. They was together for each other, but it was not a monogamous relationship.
because
remember he
he
dated
just
Steve
had a
Harvey's
baby with
daughter.
somebody, right?
He dated Steve Harvey's daughter as well,
And
Lori Harvey.
But Steve
Yep,
Harvey stayed all up in the middle of that.
Oh, I
So
didn't
yep.
know
so
he
he
dated her.
didn't get
And
to
I
do
would too.
anything. Yeah,
Yep.
he didn't
Hmm.
get to do anything.
Um,
Yep.
I didn't know about him and her, but I don't really know Steve Harvey. Dog, I heard that name, Lori Harvey, but I wouldn't know her if I seen him.
Child.
Is she like
I
who
you
is her
you
mom?
you said you wouldn't know Lori Harvey?
Right, I don't know
She's
her.
one of those
Well,
ambiguous looking. You
Like,
know what I'm saying? If you didn't know who her parents were,
is
famously, she
Marjorie not
she
her mom?
definitely don't look like Steve. She gets it definitely from her mama because she's a
well,
pretty girl too.
it's not Steve's daughter. He
Oh,
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah. Well, that makes sense then. That makes sense. I
yeah.
was about to say
oh,
she's a
so she's
pretty
not
girl.
He
She's a
he
pretty
had
girl.
she
he
not
adopted
biologically
all her
either.
children. He adopted all
Okay.
her
Does
children.
so? Does he have any children?
He has the twins
Yeah.
and
Okay.
maybe a
Okay.
boy,
Okay.
the twin girls and maybe a boy,
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
3 to 4. But she had about four, 4 to 5.
So
Child, I
these
can't
are
keep up with all
Marjorie
these people and
So
their kids, child.
I
Are
believe,
these
yeah,
are these Marjorie kids?
So,
Marjorie's kids, yeah, the
Oh,
ones that look ambiguous are her kids with the drug dealers.
okay.
But
uh-huh.
the ones that are brown skin and
They,
stuff
yeah.
are his kids are, you could tell that they're actually probably 100% black. Hers
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
hers look, they really light, like really light, and they look like they might be mixed with some things.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no shade, no shade to the
not
mix,
at
the mix.
all, not
But
at all.
But
It is what it
Puppy
is.
just had a kid with an Asian chick too, right?
Who
Like
he's still
like about a
having
year ago.
kids? Oh my God.
Yeah, about a year ago, because they were asking Young Miami about it, and that's when she was saying, well, we it ain't like we in a relationship or whatever. But he up now. I think I got this from Tasha K. So take it with a grain of salt. But supposedly him and Kelly
Child.
good.
Diddy got a lot of kids. Well, not I wouldn't say a lot. He got like
He probably
7.
got a lot.
I mean, for a
But you know
man with
what?
with his money, I guess he to me, if you can pay for your children, send them to college if they want to go, and you know what I'm saying. Make sure they eat, they have clothes and food. If you want to have 7, have 7. It's
Yeah.
the
Right.
people that cannot afford them at
Exactly.
all that I got a problem with. But go ahead.
Yep, exactly. And he got like 7 of them, and every one of them got his last name except for that Quincy. Quincy, the
Quincy,
real light one.
that's LB Sure kid, ain't it?
Oh shit!
Yes,
Am I looking at the wrong thing? Hold up, hold up. Okay, we
that's
got King Combs. Hold up, we got King. We got just
The
Justin
21.
Dior.
Yeah, Justin
Okay, we
Dior,
got
that's the right
King,
name though.
Justin, Delilah, and a girl named Chance,
I don't know
and
them.
another girl named Jesse James. Is
Now,
that them?
that's not the
King?
twins, is
Girl, I don't know. These pictures are real little that I'm looking at. Hold on, let me blow them up.
you can't
That
just
Justin,
type
he kind
in
of cute.
Diddy's
Ooh.
kids. Mm.
Hold
But I
on.
know
Okay.
whatever that she had, her Kim Porter's first son is by Al B. Sure. And then she met him before she met
Yeah.
Diddy. And then all the other kids
Maybe
are
that's
coming to
why they said he was his kid because they got him listed as his kid.
well, he
who?
Maybe like
claims
a
him.
stepdad or
He
something
Yeah,
like that.
he
yeah.
claims him. He's always
Right.
Diddy's always he never has called him his half son or anything. And I'll
That's
be
right.
sure
She
was
did have a kid with Al B. That's right.
yeah,
And I don't
and
know
Okay.
why
I'll
I
be
was
sure
thinking
was
the
never
younger
in
one
his
was him.
life. He was really
Oh
never in
God.
his life. So that's
Who,
really
Al?
yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was really never in it. Diddy took complete charge. You know, he's a control freak.
Right,
He
right.
wanted Kim, so
Yeah.
he wanted everything Kim had, including her son. He treats him
Okay.
just like his
You
son,
know they be
though.
trying to say he
And
had
this is
something to
where
do
they
with her
said
death.
too. I am seeing it now where it says Sean Diddy. Like I had mentioned him, and I was like, he light skinned. He don't look like none of them got the different name. But I forgot that was Al. That is Albie Shore's son. So they said he has 7 children. So I was right, but one of them is Quincy, which is really not his. So that's where I
Mm-hmm.
got the 7 from. So it's Quincy. That's not really his. Justin, Christian, Chance, Delisle, Jesse, and Love.
Mm.
Love is that why he named his middle name Love? I want to know why he changed his name to Love.
He's still Puff Daddy to me. I ain't never switch over
Yeah,
to
he's
no
still
P.
P Diddy to me. Like this nigga named
Uh-uh.
Love. When did this happen?
I ain't even go to P Diddy. He's still Puff Daddy.
When did he change his name to Love?
I don't even
Like
follow him.
you a monster, and you out here beating these women and stomping them in their stomach and forcing them to have abortions and woo woo woo, and you don't rename yourself Love.
That was when nobody knew about all that stuff.
But what did Cislo say? He's what do Corio? You said it too.
A narcissist,
A narcissist,
a
Oh, most definitely.
misogynist,
a
He
misogynist.
got
Yes, go
that
ahead.
God complex.
yeah, paranoid. He's got a lot of issues. A lot of issues.
But
Is that you, Cislo? Cislo?
Oh no, is her internet messing up? Oh no.
Cislo, is that you, boo? I don't know. I'm gonna keep,
I
dang, I don't
wish
know
this
whether to
slow would
drop
come
her or
in.
keep the banner up.
I wish this slow would
Is that
move.
her singing? That's Cislo.
Oh, okay, good.
I
Okay.
know that singing voice anywhere, Miss Songbird.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
good.
All right, Cislo's back. Okay, so go ahead, Corio.
Oh, I'm done. I was just wondering who else are you talking about? Because I don't want to miss. Because I might have to go any minute.
Child, we gotta talk about Will Smith.
Is there anything different that happened except for?
Listen, okay, so y'all might want to head over to Tasha K's
Oh
later
Lord.
I tried
because
to log
she did an exclusive with Brother Bilal, which is Will Smith's old assistant or ex assistant. And yes, some of the stuff that we had heard or that was alleged, they discussed, but it's so much more in depth. I really need y'all to watch Tasha K's
but
interview, and I
is
know we
it
all have some type of feeling towards Tasha K.
I tried to find it last night. Is it on her
I
other
can
thing?
send you the link, child. I can send you the link.
Yeah, send it to me because I was looking for
I
it
was
last
just,
night. And I said
yeah,
it
I
must
was
be
just watching it.
on her private thing or something that you gotta pay
Oh
for.
no, it ain't private, child, because I ain't subscribed to nothing private of Tasha K's,
Really?
and
I
I was
just found it
just
last night.
watching it.
Because
I was just watching it.
I heard Jay Wilson talking about it, and that's why I went and tried to find it.
Yes,
Because
I was just watching
I
it.
still watch Tasha if she talking about something I want to hear about, but I don't just watch her
Yeah,
on no
and that's how I am too. If it's something good, something juicy,
hmm
I really want to, that I'm interested in. But other than that, I don't really listen to her anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was super late to do my show because I
Send me
was
the link.
trying to watch. I had Tasha K on double speed because I was like, "Hurry up, girl! Hurry up and get through this interview because I got to go live." But then it was just too long, so I had to go live. But anyway, the guy's name who used to be Will Smith's assistant. His name is Brother Bilal because he used to be a part of the nations, the Muslims or whatever. And one thing that he had mentioned was he's coming out with all this stuff and he's coming out with a book. And the book, I think it either just got released or it should be released, but it's called Jada and Will and something Demons and Secrets or something like that.
There's always a
Anyway, yes. And so it's always a book child. And so one thing that he said that really hit me was, you know how people come out and they come out with like dark secret stories, skeletons on people where and he was like, as a Muslim, the one thing that we have been taught is you don't the type of stuff I'm giving y'all right now, we don't do that without receipts. He said, Muslim men, we don't come out here talking about stuff. We don't gossip per se. If we come out here talking about something, we make sure we can back it up. So he
Let
said,
me.
yes, I have a lot of backing up. But anyway, so he had
Mhm.
met Will in Philly because they both from Philly, and this how it happened. This how their relationship got started. Basically, he was, and I'm not going to give everything because I want y'all to really watch it, but I'm gonna give y'all a little tea from Tasha's video. But they was in the guy Bilal. He used to work at a music radio station or whatever, and Will, that was around the time when he came out with Parents Don't Understand. He wasn't real big then. He wasn't real big then, but he was getting there. And he came out with Parents Don't Understand. They had him at the studio. And I guess if something happened, they said Will Smith, he wasn't like gangster. He wasn't like thug or nothing like that, but he hung around a lot of people like that. And a lot of them was his bodyguards. And you know how these celebrities they run around and they have this clique, they have all these people around him. So anyway, something had happened, and Will Smith dude or one of his guys had got into a fight, and so Bilal he basically lied when the police came because guns was drawn and all that kind of stuff. And somebody got their ass whooped, and it was one of Will Smith's guys who had did the ass whooping. And so when the police got there and everything, he basically lied and said that other person had swung or started on Will's people first. And basically Will's people finished it, but it was a lie. And so that's how he said him and Will became close. He said that's how our relationship began. And after that, shortly after, he became, somebody cool from Philly and became his assistant. And he went out to Cali with him when he got the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, gig. So he was always like his hip, like his right hand man, his assistant. And so the thing is now, like we've always heard about him and Dwayne Martin, right? There was also rumors about, you know the real Fresh Prince, the guy who was like the executive producer of the show, because you know the Fresh Prince is based off a
Talking
sort
about
of
the
true
Benny
story,
Medina
right?
guy, the Benny
Right,
Medina guy.
Benny. Right, Benny. So there was also rumors that him and Benny was getting it on as well, not just Dwayne Martin. So this guy got all the tea on everything. I'm telling y'all, y'all gotta watch Tasha K. Even y'all who don't like Tasha K, I think if y'all is interested in the story the least bit, y'all should watch the interview. And the guy is coming out with a book, and I'm definitely gonna purchase that book. But see, there was another thing he said. He said when they found out that I was making this book, because Jada's book wasn't supposed to come out till 2024. They rushed to put Jada's book out, like rushed to drop her book. That's why a lot of us didn't even know Jada had a book coming. It literally just hit it just hit the media when she put that book out. And then remember, okay, I'm gonna let y'all chime in, but I have to say this first. Remember when we was talking about Jada and her book and all that stuff, and Will and her breaking up, and I kept saying this don't sound right. I kept telling y'all this don't sound right. I said I do not believe that they was really broke up. Because remember it came out that Jada was saying they was really broke up when old boy got slapped, when Chris Rock got slapped. She was saying we wasn't even together then. And that they had been separated for 6, 5, 11 years or whatever she said, right? And I said that just don't sound right to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was never any gossip, never any accusations, never any rumors that they were separated. And then all of a sudden, Chris gets slapped. All of a sudden, Will gets shunned. Ain't nobody fucking with the two of them for like the last year or so. Jada comes out with this book. And then she comes doing all these interviews and all these tours. We weren't even together when Will got slapped. I mean, when Chris got slapped. And so I really believe that what he was saying when they rushed that book out, that Jada then was putting 20 on 10 so people could really buy her book. Like
Well,
really
that's
get
just
her
like the
book
whole
pushed.
August Alsina thing. If they weren't really together,
Yes, yes, right. And so he said that when they found out he was putting the book, they tried to silence him. That didn't work. They tried to hush him, and then they tried to, get her book out ahead. They tried to, get ahead of the shit, right? But it didn't work. He was like, "Oh well, I'll put my shit out anyway." So this is what happened. He met Will. He became his assistant. He was his right hand man. Will relied on him for a lot of shit. Like all the movies, everything that Will Smith did, he was his assistant and played a role, an intricate role in everything. Like when you say assistant, we're talking everything. Get my clothes, get my coffee, get this, make phone calls, all that kind of stuff. He was really close to him. And he said one day when they was on the remember All About Us, the show, right, with Dwayne.
yeah,
Remember,
with Lisa
right? Lisa Ray, Lisa
mhm.
Ray, and remember Will Smith was like her love interest or whatever.
Right.
Right. Okay. So during that show, the guy Bilal, he said, when they first started that, and he found out Will and Jada was producing it. He didn't think he would have any parts in it because he was always just Will's assistant, but
Hmm.
Will shit. And so he was like, when they started that, Will had somebody hit him up and say, I need you to be what you are to me, to Dwayne, because me and Jada is not always going to be around and we're not always going to be on the set. And so Bilal was like, nah, bro, I ain't signed up for all that.
Hmm.
Why? This a little old show. It's a new show. Dwayne Martin at that time wasn't like humongous and all this kind of stuff. He's like, why do I need to be his right man, his assistant? This is a new show. And plus, he got his wife. He got his wife, Gina, from Martin. Why he needs me? And so
Hmm.
he declined it. And then he got a phone call. He said less than 7 minutes later, somebody from Will's office or staff called and said, Will said, this is not, he is not asking.
Mm.
So basically, you going to do this.
So
So
what
he
he
did
wanted
it.
him to be his bodyguard or
He
like
wanted to be not his bodyguard, his
his
assistant.
assistant? Okay.
Because he had been Will's assistant for so many years,
Hmm.
Will already knew he would be great to be Dwayne's assistant because Jada and Will wasn't going to be all around all the time to be
Hmm.
there for Dwayne. So he was like, I just want you to, whatever you do for me, do that for him. So people was always wondering, well, how do you know that him and Dwayne had a relationship? And so he said today in his interview, he was like, one day we was on the scene of All About Us. And Will, he's an executive producer, but he also was playing a role in the show, being Lisa Ray's, love interest. And
Yeah.
so he said there was some times where we had to take extra breaks and extra lunches because they had to pull Will out of his role and pull him back into executive mode. Like, you need to look at the script, you need to look at the scene, you need to look at this, whatever. And he said it was one of those moments, and they was like, fine, Will, we got to ask him about something. And so he said he was looking all over for him, couldn't find him, looking everywhere, check his trailer everywhere, and couldn't find him. He was like, but his car was still on the lot. So he knew he had to be there. And he said he just kept on looking, and he said he had keys to certain people's trailers, and he had Dwayne Martin's keys. So he went to Dwayne Martin's dressing room. I said trailer, but dressing room. And he turned the key, opened the door, whatever. And he said he saw Dwayne Martin tearing Will Smith up from the back, murdering his ass, basically. Hey son, how you doing? Murdering his ass, getting it from the back, tearing his ass up over the couch. He said I just sat there and I was shocked. My mouth was open. He said I couldn't move. I was frozen. I couldn't speak. And then finally he was like, he said something like, he made a noise like, what the fuck? And they turned around and realized he was in the room. And Will was like, shut the door, shut the door. Him and Dwayne were like, shut the door, shut the fucking door. And that's what happened. He said, I shut the door, but I left. And then he said, after that, he said, Will had hunted him down because he said, I left. He said, I didn't just shut the door, I left. And he said, after that, Will had approached him and said, we need to talk to you. Or he said, I need to talk to you. And the dude was like playing it all like, talk about what? You know how people be pretending like they ain't see shit? Talk about what? What we need to talk about? And he was like, you know what we need to talk about. And basically he got him together and said, we need to have you sign some paperwork. And the man was like, why do I need to sign some paperwork? And he said, well, do you remember that incident that happened with, was it Eddie Murphy and the transvestite? Was that it? Where it was like a yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He said, do you remember that incident where that person was being offered all this money to do all these interviews, making all these accusations against Eddie Murphy? And then that they called them transvestite back then. But that person was found dead. And they try to say that they killed themselves, but he said, I'm trying to protect you.
Well,
He
okay.
said, I'm trying to protect you.
I
That
know
was
this
a
gonna
veiled
sound
threat.
this,
That was a veiled threat.
this gonna
Yes,
sound
that was a
silly.
threat.
This gonna sound silly, but my question is, if you run all over the place looking for Will Smith and you had to pull out a key to unlock the door, what made you think he was in there if you didn't already? I mean,
He said because he had checked everywhere.
yeah, but he
He said,
didn't
I
knock on
checked
the.
everywhere. And he said, the only other place left was Dwayne's. He said he checked everywhere. And he said he knew he was still there somewhere because
So
the
he
car
he didn't he
was
didn't
there.
he didn't knock on the door and then he just automatically go to
He
pull out a
said
key.
he just opened, he just cheated. He said he took the key and he opened it up because he was like the assistant to Dwayne Martin. He was assistant to Will Smith. Sometimes they probably get special.
Look,
I don't know. I'm not gonna say
I
that
get
he should
it,
have knocked or he was supposed to not. Or
but
I
I
mean, I
guess
don't know.
no. I'm not saying it for that reason. I guess my whole thing is if I'm running around frantically looking for somebody, who would make me think he gonna be in Dwayne Martin's dressing room with the door locked?
And
And
that's
so
what I
if
was
he
saying. He
already
said he checked everywhere. That was the last place to check. And he wasn't
My
thinking nothing of it. He wasn't thinking something's going on. He just thinking, I'm gonna go in here and see if he's in here or see if Dwayne is it. He was like,
That
I don't
sounds
know.
weird
You
to
have
me. It
you
sounds.
have to
yeah,
listen
you
to him.
didn't
Yeah,
knock
you have
on
to
I'm
listen
with
to him.
Melissa.
you
I'm
didn't
with
knock on the door?
Melissa.
You're not gonna know?
I don't know,
I
child.
don't
That's
know.
that's what I got
Did he
from it.
get?
He just
Did
turned
he?
the key,
Oh my
child,
goodness! Let me go ahead and
and
mute.
he just turned the key, child, and he saw what was going on. Now I'm gonna say this.
Can I be
uh,
honest?
go ahead. Before I go on, go ahead.
You know what? The dude being messy, period, point blank. He being messy now like he was being then. Just like Melissa said, I do not care if you look high and low anywhere. If the bathroom damn door is locked, why go get the key instead of knocking on the door first? Why you gotta get the
Exactly.
key and come
He
Right.
in?
already
Why
had
not
the
knock
key.
on it?
Yeah.
He already
Wait a
had the
minute.
key. He claims he already had the
What?
key.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
If you
Yeah.
knocking on something, if you knock, Tanya, if I got the key to your house,
Right.
you gave me the key to your house to use that key if in case of an emergency or something. But if I've been looking for you and I know you ain't dead no daggone where, and I just come walk up in your house and go up in your damn bedroom, Tanya, I'm trying to find something.
So
Period.
that
That was
don't
it.
mean that it
And
didn't
then the
happen
second
though.
part, wait a minute. Then the
Oh,
second part is what benefits him telling that part of that man business now? So
See, the
what?
thing is,
money.
y'all have to
Money's
listen to
selling
the
it
interview.
for.
I
I
can't. Y'all have to
He
listen to the
being
interview.
can I
messy.
say
He being
something?
messy.
And he might be being messy, but you like I'm not giving y'all everything. He explains why he's doing what he's doing in the interview. I'm just giving y'all little tidbits,
Can I
but
say
he
something?
might have been messy when he opened that dressing room, but that don't mean the shit didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
And
saying it
then
didn't happen, but that story was good.
hold on. Let me also the
I'm
guy
sorry.
who was the guy who was like the real not Will Smith, but the guy who was like the real the character the show was based out of for Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Talking about Benny.
There, yeah. Okay, now I don't know if you heard the rumors about him and Will. Have y'all
I,
heard
I
them?
I
No.
heard it from Jay Wilson was talking about it last night. He was just
Okay,
kind of
okay.
giving
So
a quick synopsis.
allegedly, Will was groomed by a
Right.
lot of the older men. Like by a
Uh,
lot of the older men, he was groomed, and they was talking about that movie. Is it 6 Degrees from Separation, where
I
Will had to
remember
Yeah.
that
pretend like he was a
movie.
gay guy. Uh
Yeah,
huh.
Yeah.
well,
And they
he was
said
supposed to be
they had
more
him
like
watching.
he was
Mhm.
supposed to be more like Trey instead of gay.
Exactly. And they had him watching like hours and hours and hours and hours of gay porn and gay TV shows and gay movies and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of people who was around him at the time were gay and they were well known homosexuals. And there's allegations that they were grooming Will around that time. And
I
that's
can
how he
believe
got
it.
addicted. And that's how he got addicted to male relationships. And he also said that he never believed that Gil was just gay. I mean, Will was just gay, but he was bisexual because he was
Mhm.
having sex with men and he was having sex with women. Now back to Dwayne Martin and Lisa Ray. There was a time where Lisa Ray was always accusing Dwayne of stealing her husband.
I remember that too.
Like for a
Of
long time, every interview she was always
of
like,
what?
"Yeah, Dwayne is the reason why we ain't married now. Dwayne is child.
Now was that the
Dwayne and
one
her
that was like
husband had a whole relationship as well. The African,
the prince?
the ambassador or whoever the hell he was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I remember hearing about that a few years ago.
yep. So it's so much. I mean, I can't recall everything because I was literally double speeding Tasha to get to our show tonight. I was just trying to hear as much as I can, but
Hmm.
I definitely recommend watching it and listening
Oh,
to it,
what?
and then maybe we can have another discussion. But even if he was being messy and going into that room of Dwayne's, I absolutely believe these are rumors that has been going on for years. And oh my God, the shit that he drops on Jada. Y'all really have to watch this shit. Like, I'm up here like, oh my God, we have been hearing and hearing. And it's just the things that he said. You know how people say stuff and you be like, they had to have been there. It's like too
Honestly, I'm
detailed.
not surprised because
It's
they were
too
saying that
detailed.
they were saying that they were a part of the whole Illuminati thing anyway, which I
Yes,
know.
he mentioned that too. He mentioned that too. Like he was mentioning a lot of stuff, and I believe that shit. Like the same way people believe that Jada was okay. This another thing. This was another bomb that I didn't hear or I didn't know. Like back in the day when Jada before she did Shame and you know all that kind of stuff when she appeared on the Fresh
Hmm.
Prince and different shows. She was like really wanted by men in the industry in Hollywood because she was pretty. A lot of people wanted to be with her and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
before that, hold on. Sorry, I gotta take a sip of water. Coughing. Hold on.
All right,
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Will and them trying to get to
Ooh,
you.
child. It's a devil in the lie. Hold up. Mm, this water good. I always keep some water next to me because when I get to talking, my throat gets dry. But anyway, he was saying how when she was in Baltimore before she left, that she was always talking about, Jada always talks about how she used to be around all these thugs and all these gang members and all this and all that. And he said that really was true. But the reason why she was around all them drug dealers and gang bangers all that because they was banging her ass. Like she basically he's alleging that she fucked her way up the ladder in Hollywood.
Well, she was very
And you
open
really
about it.
you just have to listen to it. So I would love you guys to listen to it and watch it. But so much of the shit just sound really realistic.
But even Jada was saying about how what a ferocious appetite for sex that she has. So
Yes, and that's what the guy was talking about. He was talking about that shit too. But it was like she had one appetite and Will had an appetite, but they had an appetite for different shit.
mm, mm-hmm. I can see it. I don't doubt nothing. Like I said, when people get money and they get their power, they think they can do whatever they want.
What's up, East Dad? How you doing? Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a minute. He said, "Hi, Tanya. Getting ready for bed. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend and a wonderful holiday." But go ahead, Sislo and Choreo, or Sislo or Choreo.
I just think
I think they
that
on mute. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just think that I agree with Sislo um, and Melissa. It just seems a little bit weird. I know when you're an assistant, you do probably have keys to their trailers because they may need you to run and go get something, whatever, what have you. But I don't care who I'm looking for. It could have been my mom. I still would have knocked on the door first and been like, "Mom, you in there?" Something before I just take a key and go in. And since he always has to have receipts, what's his receipts for that story? He's a
Right.
he's a Muslim
Yeah.
man. He always got to have his receipts.
Well, it
And
might be
Muslim men,
because
wait a minute, Muslim men don't gossip. Every man gossips. Muslims are no better than any other man that believes in God or anything. They kill me
Hmm.
with that. I love
well, he
him.
didn't say they didn't gossip. He just said they made sure they have receipts.
Well,
But what I was going to
how can
say
he have a
too,
receipt for that?
you gotta watch. You
Did
gotta
he take a
listen to the
picture?
interview.
Did
You
he
gotta
take a
listen to the
picture?
interview.
Girl.
Like you
Mm-mm.
have to really watch it. But and if you don't want to, I understand. But I mean,
Right.
there's a lot. You're gonna have a lot of questions, obviously.
I don't
But
like.
you
I
have
don't need.
to watch the interview. And I'm
Can
gonna
I?
go back after we done with y'all. I'm gonna
You
go
gonna go
back and finish
finish?
this. But let me say this though. When you ask for receipts. Or when
Mm-hmm.
you said, why did he do that? Now he said there was another incident with the guy, the Benny guy. He said there was
Mm-hmm.
another incident where, and he's like, okay, Will Smith, we from here, we from Philly, we hang around thugs. Will, he wasn't street and thug like that, but his circle around him was. Just like how in the movie, what's the dude name? Jeff.
Jazzy Jeff.
Jazzy Jeff or whatever. Yeah, he hung around like hood niggas, like real life. Even though he was portraying this Benny dude in this show, this is how Will was, and that's why his, whatever.
But
But
you know
anyway,
what?
go ahead. So, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say before I forget. This brings up another thing though. Him and Jazzy Jeff was always so close. I always wondered, was he not down for the grooming? Because you would have thought
Girl,
both of them would have came up at the together. But after Fresh Prince,
well,
you didn't really see
I'm
Jazzy
sure we'll
Jeff.
find out. I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll find out soon with all this stuff coming to the light.
Cause
But
y'all
as
ain't never
far
think
as
that was kind of odd.
nope, I never
Yeah.
thought about that ever.
Mm.
Ever. I never thought about
Why?
them
If
being
I'm
anything
going,
more
I'm
than
bringing my
just.
bestie with me.
I never thought that. Like, oh,
Not
always,
if
it's like when you win the lottery, you say, I'm taking care of this person, not this person, not all my family, but this my favorite cousin, this my favorite uncle. I'm bringing them with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
But
Jazzy
yeah,
Jeff, they was
that's how
well.
he was. But I
I
don't
want
know
well
them
if they
folks type
was.
sometimes
for real. Let me shut up.
if somebody wants me for a major motion picture film and they don't want him, I'm gonna take the film and then still cut him something. Sometimes you
Exactly,
can't.
and that's what Will
Sometimes
did.
you
Yep.
can't take everybody with you, Melissa. You know what I'm
Just
saying? But
like Tony
I
Braxton,
get it.
you
remember?
still
Just
will
like
put
Tony
sense.
Braxton.
I get
Tony
Yes,
it.
Braxton, when they
I just
went
thought
up
it
there
was
to when Tony Braxton went up there and tried to get a deal, they said we don't want all your sisters.
right.
right.
We
I
But
want
mean,
then
you.
I
let's
get that part. I just thought it was funny how he just kind of faded out of the picture.
he
You know
was
what
a
I mean?
big DJ. He did great DJ parties and stuff
Yeah,
for
he
like
wasn't an
the
actor though. He
stars.
was.
But
Yeah,
yeah, because he didn't even do that good on the Fresh
No,
Prince,
he
you know.
didn't.
You
yeah. He
know.
was like a hype man. He was like
Yeah.
a hype
Yeah,
man, like a DJ, like
listen, yeah.
stuff like that. He wasn't. Yeah,
But his acting
but
was awful.
yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
was. But the guy Benny. Okay, so there was another incident where Bilal, they from the streets and all that kind of stuff, right? So this was when he really didn't know that Will was about that life. So he said one day, they was on set, and that Benny dude, who is one of the executive producers, because the show is based off of his life, he had seen Will and he had yelled for him down the hallway and told him to come here or whatever. And so Will, ran up to him and whatever, and they said Bilal like puckered up his lips to kiss him. And so I'm not Bilal, but Benny, the executive producer, and he was a well-known homosexual because everybody knew he was that gay back then. So he said he puckered up his lips to kiss Will. And so Bilal was like, "Oh hell no!" He started going into Thug Street Philly mode. He's like, "Oh hell no! Is we about to whoop this?" I'm just picturing like how some gay people they try to fuck with you even though they know you ain't like that, and some people get offended by it, and some people just play it off like, "Man, get out of here, get away from me with that shit." But he was like, do we gotta do something? We gotta whoop somebody or whatever? Like, what's up with this shit?" And he said, next thing you know, Will puckered up his lips and kissed the nigga. And he was like, I was looking like, what the fuck? And it was just certain things that was happening in California that he had never seen before in Philly. And so he was thinking maybe this is the culture. Like this is the Cali culture. This is the Hollywood culture. This is he was just thinking people just kiss, people just really friendly like that, guys and guys
Yeah.
and girls and girls. He didn't think at that time that it was, what it was. And
Yeah.
just like he said, I look back now, he said, I'm telling you, all the things that I saw with Will, we were really young. He said, all the things that I saw with Will. And then, back then, like, okay, back then we didn't know what grooming was, right? I'm actually a survivor of certain things, right? And
Mhm.
back then I didn't know I was being groomed. Like years and years later, when you hear all this stuff in the media and all that kind of stuff, you'd be like, "Oh shit, that nigga was grooming me." You know what I'm saying? But he was like, he realized a lot of them executives, a lot of them gay, because in the industry, I do believe that a lot of them are gay. A lot of the men are gay.
Right.
And he said he was being groomed. He said Will was being groomed. He said when he did that movie, 6 degrees from separation. He said Will was a damn. He was running through women, fine women, sexy women. He ran through them in Philly. He was running through them in Cali. He was a ladies man. He was like into ladies. And he said once he started doing this 6 degrees from separation, and they were making him watch like hours and hours and hours of footage of like him constantly. Is that sis on your screen? Like they were like constantly uh making him watch these different videos like gay, like porn, like movies, like, and he was like they were always making him do that. And he said he eventually became addicted to male on male sex and relationships.
Well, let me ask you this. Jay Wilson alluded to the fact that the man said that they actually were looking at Bilal to play the Fresh Prince, but he didn't go along with their program. Did you hear that?
And that's crazy to me because, okay, I guess I can understand that because some people who might write books, might write TV shows, it might be a biography thing or you know what I'm saying? They might not be like really actor or actress
Mhm.
material.
Mhm.
You can write the script, you can write the book, but you ain't no actor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
But
can see that, you know.
did you hear that in the interview, or maybe you didn't get to that part?
I got probably an hour in. The interview was like almost 2 hours.
Okay.
And
Because
then
I
Tasha K
thought
said
that
this
was
is
crazy.
interview one of many. They like going I'm sure they're gonna do another interview
You know how she
because
do. She'll do a
it,
seven
it was
part.
it was so much. I'm telling y'all just gotta watch it. It was so much. I would love for y'all to watch it
I
and then
have
am.
we
one
come back.
question. I have one
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
How did the relationship between Will and this Bilal end? Did he get fired? Did he quit? Did he
I
get
didn't get
another
that far.
job? Yeah.
I didn't get that far.
I don't know. He just sounds a little suspect
I honestly
because
didn't get that far.
Yeah,
Muslim men aren't going to be around homosexual men because they feel
right.
it's dirty. It's a God. It goes against God. And
But
if
that was his
Adam and
job.
it
He was
doesn't
Yeah,
making a lot
matter.
of
that's his
money.
Doesn't
He was
matter.
making a lot of
Well,
money. That was his job.
then him being a Muslim isn't very important to him because
right.
that's like there's no it's cut and dried with homosexuality. And and even if he suspected it, and then he
But
actually
see,
saw it.
you'll
Oh,
if you watch the video, you'll see that after that incident, that's when he left.
Okay.
That's when
okay.
he
So
left.
that's how. So
When
then
he
he
saw
does.
Will, oh, go ahead.
So that is when the relationship ended. When he walked in on him and Dwayne, he stopped working for
Oh, I'm
Will
sorry. I
Smith
thought you was talking
completely.
about the executive producer. You was talking about
Uh-uh.
Bilal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I had said that earlier, but you might have missed it. But when he saw Will and Dwayne, he left. And that's when
Okay.
he left. And
Okay.
Will and Dwayne told him, shut the door, shut the door. He said, I didn't just shut the door, I left. And
Oh,
he
I
said,
thought
and
you
I
meant
didn't
like
go back.
just
Okay.
left the set.
No.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought
said
too.
he left and he didn't go back. And that's when
Okay.
Will hunted him down.
Mm-hmm.
Remember I said that? I said
Okay.
he left and
Yeah.
didn't go
Yeah,
back
but
and
I
Will
was
hunted
like
him
thinking
down
like
because
Melissa.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't know
like
what how
no,
like
deep
he
he
no.
ran
See
left.
away
y'all
from.
missed all that. Y'all missed all that. But what I
No, but
said
we
was
got
he
it. We
saw
got
him.
it. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
heard
Yeah,
it.
he saw.
We just thought you meant he left the set
No,
that day.
he left. Yeah, I said he left and he
Uh-huh.
didn't come back. And
So
that's
that
when
show.
Will hunted him down and said, "We need to talk." And the dude was like, "Talk about what? We ain't gotta talk about what we gotta talk about." And he was
Why did it
like,
take you so long to write the book?
you
Did he
gotta
say?
watch the bit. Y'all gotta watch the interview.
Mm, mm,
It's a lot of details in the interview. I can't tell you everything, but
okay.
he did try to get him to sign papers, and he said, "I'm not signing shit."
Right.
And
How you gonna get somebody to sign something?
that was like the end. And
How
he
you gonna
remember
get
he
somebody to
threatened
sign
him.
something
Remember
after the fact?
right? And remember he threatened him with the Eddie
Right.
Murphy.
Right.
Yeah. So that's when he was like. you know, that was it.
Yeah.
I'm
But he
always
talks
such.
about future shit too. He talks about more current stuff too, like the beef with him and Jada, and how he said Jada has always been very what did he say, abusive to him verbally. He said Jada has always been very abusive to me ever since she got with Will. Like you just gotta watch it. I can't recall everything, and then again, I only watched half of the show. So I'm
Did
sure it's
he,
a
did
whole
he
lot
mention the
more on that
kids?
second half.
Did he
Huh?
mention the kids?
Yeah, they did talk about the kids.
Okay.
They did talk about the kids. They talk so far what I have listened to, because like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing, but so far what I had listened to, they were talking about certain things that Jada did and
Mm,
certain behaviors and certain things that led up to her children possibly acting the way that they are acting.
okay.
Like being allowed to move out when they 16 with no parental, nobody in the house. Just get your apartment. Sure, go ahead. Just different things that they were allowing their children to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was never like a what I'm trying to remember. Okay, one thing that he said was Jada Will was always complicit of a lot of things that Jada did because Jada had a lot of shit on him. And I can believe that.
Yeah, I believe that too.
They said Jada was allowed to do a lot of shit. Like Jada was in control. He said you couldn't speak to Will. You couldn't do like she had like reins and control over Will. And he said he was very complicit over Jada. He said a lot of behaviors. Jada being rude. Jada being disrespectful. Jada doing this, doing that. Things with the kids. He was like he was very complicit of a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that Jada did. And I can believe that. And I
Of
think we
course,
all
she
can
was
believe
there for
that.
all the industry
You know what I'm
parties too.
saying? Yeah.
And I
We
question.
Go ahead, babe.
Okay, do y'all know who the executive producer of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air is?
Yeah, that's who we've been talking about.
No, 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 no. Do you know who the executive producer of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air TV show? Not
What,
all of
Quincy
them.
Jones? Quincy
Quincy
Jones?
Jones.
Yeah.
Quincy
Oh,
Jones.
okay, yeah, yeah.
And do you
Mhm.
know that Quincy Jones a few years back, wrote a book,
Mm-hmm.
admitted that he himself is bisexual.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, I thought he
And
was
he
gay. I don't
admitted,
think he's bisexual. I think he's straight
no,
gay.
he's bisexual. He got a lot of kids, but he
Yeah, I think they all beards too. But go ahead.
no no he got a lot of kids. You know, and not only that, he got like what about 10, 12 kids, something like that.
But see, the thing that was a
And
thing
the
back
other
then
thing,
though was to be with a woman and have kids. That was like the cover up.
oh, I get that, but you can still be bisexual and have kids. I mean, but
Okay.
anyway, but the whole point is he wrote this book and he talked about all of the different people that he had personal relationships, including people like Richard Pryor and so on and so forth. So when you hear of things like this, think it not strange that it could be very possible that Will could have been being
Groom, just like Tevin
groomed
Campbell.
just as well, just like Tevin Campbell. He was also a Quincy Jones protege. So there are not very many. Now there are some that's gonna stand flat footed and be like, excuse me. Everybody ain't like that. But he knew that gleam, he knew whose eye that gleam was in and who he could persuade. There's some men that's just men's men is gonna be like, Negro, if you don't get stepped back. But at the same time, there are gonna be some who like trying to make it to the top, trying to do whatever. Then you got all of this other stuff that went on. Like when he was with Cherie Zampino, that's a woman of God there. You understand what I'm saying? Cherie wasn't about to have all that stuff that Jada was doing.
Nope.
She even her the person that was playing her and all of us who was Lisa Ray fit that personality because Cherie was like that no nonsense kind of. So when him and Jada got together, even though he cheated on her and got with Jada, whatever it however they ended up, they decided to go ahead. Cherie was the bigger person. Listen, for Trey, we're gonna make this co-parenting thing work and we're gonna work this out. But she wasn't going for the whatever. But maybe Jada had that personality to say, okay, anything goes. Let's make this paper. Which is why they talking
And
about
see,
bad
and,
marriage for life. They
and
sticking it to
let me step in real quick. From the interview, it was basically says that because you know how a lot of people think that Jada broke up she was a home wrecker and all this kind of stuff. It's like no, Will pursued her and pursued her and pursued her because he said it was something about Will with him have to be validated during that time. He really had to, even though he was on the up and up, and TV shows and whatever, whatever. He had to be. He was always looking for validation, and he said he pursued and chased Jada, even though he was married to Sharif. So it wasn't like Jada approached him, try to, now she did, they did what they did, but what I'm saying, he was like, yeah, he was looking for validation. And he said one of the reasons why he constantly pursued her was because, like I was saying earlier, Jada was like the thing back then. She was like the it girl back then. She was like what the pretty girl in Hollywood. A lot of guys was running through her allegedly from the hood to Hollywood. Okay, a lot of people was running through her, and that she was doing whatever it took to make it to the top. That okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. She was, maybe spraying it wide to get to
Yeah.
that next film or things like that. But that's what he was insinuating, this Bilal guy. And
Yeah,
he
because she
said
wasn't
Will
no
was like
bad.
everybody wanted to be with her. And he was like, fuck it, I want that because everybody wants to be with that. I want her. So it was like a challenge to him. This is what Bilal's explaining on the interview. So I would have never probably thought that. I don't know why, but you know how some women are. You married. Hey, what's up? Trying to hook up with you and get you to leave your wife and all that kind of shit. But that's what we believed for years. That Jada was like the home wrecker. But
Well, you know
and
what?
she did play a part in them separating, but Will was chasing her and chasing her, and he just liked what he saw. She was in Hollywood, she was in movies, she was doing all this shit, and then he had Sherry. So they said that he was always seeking validation. I don't know why. Might be some type of thing, from childhood, but
But Jada said on herself that her mom had to kind of push her into marrying him because
uh huh.
she didn't really want to marry
Yep.
him.
Yep,
So
yep,
I
yep. I
believe,
remember that. Yep, yep. And welcome back, Corio. But yeah, Jada's mom did have to push her to marry. But when I heard that, I was like, wow. I mean, because all these years we've been thinking that you know how it is when a man cheat on his wife.
yeah,
The women they get the most disrespect.
right.
Like,
But
are
I
you a
where
home
never
wrecker?
really,
can
I never really gave her that label because I felt like, I don't like Will Smith, so it's very easy for me to not side with him.
yeah.
Right,
I
I get
still
it.
want to know how Bilal is going to have the things that you just said. Maybe I do need to go watch it, but the things, examples you gave, and from the things you said, he said, it's nothing he could have receipts on.
Well,
You
you
know,
know what?
he didn't
When you
sign
come
it,
out
so
here
he.
writing books like that, though,
Hmm.
when you come out here writing books like that, though,
Hmm.
like there's a thing with writing books about other people.
Hmm.
If your book is full of a whole bunch of lies, you bound to be sued. You bound to be dragged through court. when people come out with these type of manuscripts like tell-alls,
Yeah.
they're usually true.
Mm.
Yeah, because I
Why?
mean,
Because when you dealing with some big ass celebrities who
mm-hmm.
got millions of dollars, and you just this small little peon talking about what you saw,
Yeah, but
like
you
we
don't
could
have
like
any receipts. You don't have any
I didn't
receipts.
say
It
we
don't.
don't know that he
You
don't
just
have
say.
receipts.
But
He
how
said
could
he
you?
has receipts.
How could you have if you didn't take your phone out and take a picture of them screwing? How you got receipt?
But we don't know receipts. We don't know what receipts he has. He said that he has receipts. We don't
Okay.
know what receipts he has.
Did he put the receipts in the book? Is that part of
I
the
didn't read
deal?
the book. I don't
No,
know.
I'm
I'm just
saying did he say that like you'll have to
I
read the
didn't I
book
didn't
to
hear
get
him
the
say anything about
receipts?
putting no receipts in the book. I
Okay.
didn't hear that.
Well,
I
Okay.
didn't hear that. All
he
he
must
said
be pretty
when it came to
confident.
receipts, he said, and I don't remember it verbatim, but he
Mm-hmm.
said one thing about Muslim men is when we discuss certain things, we like to have something to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that's just part of the Muslim culture. Don't get out here talking about shit and you ain't really got nothing to back it up. And I think what he
Mm-hmm.
really meant was as religious wise or something like that. But he was just trying to make it like, okay, yeah, I'm talking about some shit that might not be religious, but we were trained to never discuss certain type of things without having some type of proof, some type of you know, you have to keep in mind he was his assistant for years.
Yeah, but let me just say this:
Like for years.
there,
So I believe
there are.
yeah, I believe him though. But go ahead.
It may be true, perfectly true, and I don't have a dog in the fight because I don't give a heck about either one of them. But there have been nannies and assistants that have written books, and it's backfired on them, and they get sued and they lose everything. So that does
That is
happen.
true.
That
That
does
is true.
happen.
But you know
Yeah,
what? I'm
I'm not
thinking
saying it don't
he
happen.
must feel
That's what I'm saying.
he must feel pretty confident in something he got because libel and defamation is real.
That's what
Because
I'm saying. Like, yeah, it is certain people that get
But
sued,
I
but I
also
also
agree
think
with Corio.
oh go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say I also agree with Corio though, because he couldn't possibly have a receipt for everything he's saying. Maybe he got his secret
Hmm.
weapon is somebody that Will was messing with on a regular basis on the side or something.
He gotta have something. These are serious allegations. That's
right,
what I'm saying. These are serious
But
allegations. And he
but
was also his assistant. He been knowing this nigga since they was in the hood.
the
Like
one
before
yeah,
Will
thing
even
is,
got big.
hell
unless
And
no,
then he was his assistant for he was his and as far as like the fight and all that kind of stuff, he said all that shit, you can look all that shit up. Will was investigating all this kind of shit.
sure,
He
yeah,
even he even he even dropped. You know how some people always say Will Smith. He ain't. He always said he wouldn't cuss in his music. He would never drop an album or anything with cuss words in it. This nigga dropped albums of Will cussing and music and all kind of shit that never. Like this dude got lots of shit. Like I was like, wow.
yeah,
Will was cussing his ass off, bitch, bitch, bitch. I was like, what? I'm
I,
listening to
I
the shit like,
believe
what?
I believe there's some truth in there, but I don't believe it. I don't never believe nobody 100%. But
Well, you know
mm-mm.
why I believe it's truthful, and this is just me. Why I believe it's
like word
truthful
for word
because we've
truth.
been hearing the same shit for like 20 years. Over 20 years, we've been hearing the same shit about him and
Well, now you
Dwayne,
can
about
look
him
at
and
it.
other
You
people.
can look at that another way. We've been hearing it for 20 years, so why not just take advantage of that? Because it'll be more believable because it's been around for 20 years. Let me go ahead and write a book. It could go
Well,
either
if he got
way.
receipts like he got, if he got receipts like he say, then I'm just gonna wait on the receipts. But I believe it. I absolutely believe, and most people do believe, and most people do honestly think that Will is gay,
I
or at the
I, I,
least
I believe
bisexual.
he's bisexual.
And
I
a lot
think
of
it.
people
I
believe that
believe
it's
he could
true
be
that him
Yeah.
and
bisexual.
Dwayne Martin had a relationship. A lot of people do believe that.
But when
Well,
Dwayne
I
Martin
mean,
supposed to been having, so you
Oh,
think
and hold up. Hold up, another thing.
Girl, you just over
Another
talking
thing. Hold
everybody
up.
tonight.
Hold up. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I just gotta say this real quick and I'll let you speak. But hold up. He also said that Will
Uh-huh.
Smith owns Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin's house and that he bails them out of bankruptcy because Tisha and Dwayne was facing jail because I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a time long ago when Tisha and Martin they weren't paying their taxes and all that kind of shit, right? And they was trying to file bankruptcy, but they were hiding a lot of their assets, like allegedly Tasha K is doing. And so he bailed them out and paid for that all their fees and everything. That's something also that people didn't know. So he's dropping a lot of tea. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going on mute.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I forgot too. I don't remember.
See, it must not have been important. How they
That's what
say
my
it? How
that's what my
your parent or
grandmother
your
used to
teacher say
my
it?
my grandmother used to say that all the time.
Well,
Yep, you know
yeah,
your
what we
parents and
say
your
now,
teacher used to say that.
we used to say, we always say it must have been a lie because I can't remember.
Right,
Oh, I ain't
right.
never heard that one before. I'm gonna use that one.
Yeah, my mama said that in a minute. Like, I was finna say something, but I must have been finna lie because I don't even remember no more.
Yeah, well, Gina, I remember when she left Wayne, it was because of all the finance. She said, you know, excuse me, from what they said, how she reacted, he was supposed to be in charge of the money. He screwed it all up. Excuse me. And then she got real sick. Did she have lupus or I think she has lupus and she flares up real bad or something.
Oh, I didn't
And
realize she had an illness.
yeah, yeah, she has an illness. And she left him and divorced him, and she was struggling too for a minute.
Yeah,
But
I remember hearing about this.
yeah, and because Dwayne's never been a big star. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Gina was the star of the family,
He did
but
that one movie Above the Rim, and
yeah,
then he did that show, and then he was doing the Husbands of Hollywood with Kevin Hart. But other
yeah,
than that, I don't really remember anything else that he's done
n-
movie wise, unless
there's
it was like some
nothing.
B lister
Yeah,
films or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And 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 who knows? Will Smith might have called Kevin Hart and been like, "Come on,
Yeah,
hook my boy up. He ain't been doing nothing in 10,
but you
15,
know
20,
what?
30 years."
That's a thought. That's a thought because who would think to go get Dwayne money?
Exact. Well, Gina is well back then. I still call her Gina.
She
Um,
always be Gina to me. I never got into that whole Janet role on the weighing thing. She was still Gina.
yeah. I just I don't know. I just think that Will probably pulls a lot of strings in the background for the men and women he sleeps with because I don't think him and Jada have any type of intimate relationship at all. I look at them as they probably look at each other almost as a I
Roommates.
don't want yeah, roommate, best friend.
Business relationship.
Exactly, only. And that's why, because I remember when she first started coming out with
You
saying
read
goofy stuff and doing goofy stuff and had that red table and all that crap.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, why doesn't Will divorce her? Forget that we said we be together forever. Well, he should, but it makes sense that there's big secrets
Mm-hmm.
that are going on. That there's a reason why she can go out here and screw a man. It become public, and he just really doesn't even come out and say anything. You
And
know
then
what I'm
it's probably
saying?
cheaper to keep her too.
And that too. That too. That
And when he
that
was
right there.
crying at that red table, y'all, I'm telling you, when he was crying at that red table, I think that was just a show. He
Yeah.
was crying
Yeah.
like shit. I got some other nigga anyway. What the fuck? But
I'm
He
gonna
was
say,
he was tired from coffee. He wasn't crying.
yeah. It just, I don't know. To me, why you wait so long to come out with the book? What has happened in your life that now you were ready to write the book? and I'm going to really
And that's
need
why I say you have to
receipts.
watch the interview because he does, talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
need
want to ask y'all
receipts.
about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No, go ahead, boo.
I've said it 50 times. I'm just gonna have to see because you could ruin someone's life, and I have a problem with people trying to devastate and destruct and deconstruct someone's life. It just
But
does
it's
to
been
me.
rumors about them for
It's
years, though.
but it's
So it's like,
rumors. It's rumors. But even if you know something, why would you try to ruin someone's life? Walk away. It's none of your business. Who are you
Well, it
to
always go
tear
back to
somebody
when
apart? Tear somebody's life apart.
it
he
always
had
This
his
goes back
so
reasons,
to
y'all. He
when
got his reasons. Y'all gotta just watch.
okay.
Y'all
Let me.
gotta just
Oh,
watch.
he has
Can
a
I ask
reason.
y'all a
Okay.
question?
mm-hmm,
Can I ask y'all a question?
mm-hmm.
Um, sis, you and I are you my sister from another mister. T. Anything that we have discussed over the last what I don't even know how many years it's been anymore.
Mhm.
Anything that you and I have discussed over
Oh,
these past years
let me go on mute. I'm
is
sorry.
between us. There is absolutely nothing you can do to me. Nothing to make me go back and tell anybody anything that you've ever shared with me. Nothing. I don't care how pissed we get at each other. I don't care how. First of all, I've always been the person to agree to disagree,
Mm-hmm.
or to, if it comes to loving from a distance, love from a distance. But I've never been the type of person that would just go back and say, okay, we ain't cool no more. I'm about to tell you everything. I don't care what, if we were truly friends, truly sisters. That's the way our relationship gonna always be. I don't care how mad you get at me for whatever. First of all, I'm not gonna try to do anything like that. But you can catch me butt naked with my draw. I had the camera slip a little while ago. Oh, okay, well, it was what it was. Okay, but I licked my tongue out and kept on going. It is what it is. I laugh at myself, so ain't nobody else. It don't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna say or do anything to hurt anybody, not even on this panel. I wouldn't do it. So I say that to say, if you have a solid friendship, I don't care what this person has done to you, unless you are in the court of law, you got to stand on the stand and go ahead and testify. Anything else is a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Anything else is a money grab. The only way that I would justify betraying your trust is for clout or something financial. That's the only way I could halfway justify. And even then, I'm not right. And this is what I'm saying. They friends from way back when, lying for each other, or whatever the case may be. Because in the new Bel Air, the series, the drama series,
Which is
it
way better
started
than
out.
that darn show.
It started out saying just that. Everything that the dude said. And he lied for Will, and Will family got him away or whatever. He went on to Bel Air with Uncle Phil and them. That's how it opened up. Even in the drama,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of some of what this dude was saying. But there's nothing that you can do, say or do, Muslim or nothing, because see, even with Muslims, they not down with the foolery.
Right.
They all about standing on the corner, selling bean pies, and making sure that final call gets home. They ain't about all of the foods. They stand for what they stand for, and they supposed to be cut dry and uniform and concise and all these types of things. But when you see somebody sitting up, and I can't see any justification for what this man is doing other than He doing it for some type of financial gain. You can't piss me off enough to start spilling your secrets like that, especially
Well, I'm
what
gonna
you do
tell
with
you
your
this.
body.
I had a relationship with someone, and we was really, really close for many, many years, and kind of find out this chick was talking shit behind my back
Yeah,
and
I've
telling
had that
all kind
happen.
of shit that I had been through about my kids. And it wasn't nothing like horrible, but it was like, how the fuck you got something to say and you got this going on and that going on and this fucked up shit going on with your husband and your kids and whoop whoop whoop. And yeah, I said shit about them after I heard what they were saying about me.
And she was wrong.
So
And she
I'm
was
not
wrong.
that kind of person that will, and you're right, I'm not that kind of person that will say anything about anybody, even if we fall out. I have friends that I was friends with for years, and then we might have fell out later in life, but I never heard anything out there about me. They never heard anything out there about them. That's not how I get down. I just don't break up a friendship or a fallout and then just go out there, oh, that bitch. No, that ain't me. But I will say, I will sit here and say, right hand, the bitch was talking shit. And I was like, how the fuck? No, this bitch ain't really. You got this going on, and you up here talking about me. Yeah, it was like that. It was that type of party. I don't feel bad about it. I don't take nothing back. I said what I said. Bitch, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
But you did
Now,
what you were
if we
supposed
would
to
have
do. You
just fell
opposed
out,
her.
if we just fell out and she just remained silent and we like, why is you telling my motherfucking business and you got all this bullshit going on? Like, really? No. Mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope. So I will say, yeah, we fall out and you get to popping off and telling my motherfucking business. Don't get mad if I pop off and tell some of your shit. So that ain't no warning or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's real life. That's shit that really, really happened. And I'm not that kind of person. And since low, like we've been like cool on here, friends, talking outside, phone, text, all that kind of stuff. We even got a private group chat. And we ain't never like that. We have no reason to do anything like that. I would never spill anybody's anything. But no, that bitch tried me. She tried me. And that was some local shit. That was some local shit right here in my city. So I was like, oh hell no. And then we was like hanging around the same people. That made it worse. Like we had the same clique. So I'm hearing all these people coming back to me. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, she's saying, oh, okay. It didn't stop until I started telling her shit. That's when it stopped. And no, I didn't want to do that. I wasn't thinking about doing none of that. That was like so far from me. When I fought, even with niggas, I'm not that chick that's gonna follow you, hunt you, stalk you, show up at your job, fuck with your baby mamas, put sugar in your tank. I'm not that bitch. If we break up, we broke up. All right, it is what it is. I've always been like that. When I'm done, I'm done. I'm not a revengeful type of person. I'm not a spiteful type of person. I'm not what they call the angry black woman syndrome that
Yeah,
they
that's
like to
that's
label us, like they like to label us. I've never been like that. Can't nan dude that I ever broke up with say some shit like that.
that's seven.
So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but when she did that shit, I was like, mm.
10
When she
minus
did that shit,
3.
I was like, it was on and motherfucking popping for
But
real.
like she said though, that's kind of me and Cislo and maybe Melissa are on the same vein. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you just it just doesn't make any sense. Now it could all be true, but you better come with more than, some person out of the blue that we've never heard of who validates what you're saying. That's not going to be enough, because when
Yeah.
TMZ saw Jada Pinkett coming out of somewhere, they asked her, what about him to, write the book? She said, we're suing. Two
But of course,
words.
that's what they're gonna say. Yeah.
But I'm just saying though,
But see, my thing is, we're not
I don't know.
hearing
I just
anything that we ain't never heard.
but that doesn't mean anything. You keep
But
saying
see,
that, but that's not you if okay, say I've always heard that you rob banks. Okay. It's the rumor. Yeah, she's the bank robber, but nobody knows it. And I've heard that for 15 years. So when I get popped by the police or they run me in because they think, I write bad checks, I could just tell them, well, I want to turn in, the hood table. She's the bank robber. And that's only because I've been hearing it through the years. So now I'm using it to get something in return. Does that make sense? Or am I
and
stupid?
that's a little different though. I mean, if you
I'm
was
just
doing
using
like if
it.
you're a bank robber and somebody else is doing some in this situation, it's
I'm
not
using
like
it
this
loosely.
dude. I get you, I get you, but because of the fact that we've been hearing this for years, now all of a sudden somebody coming out saying they got proof or they got tea or they got receipts.
But
Now we supposed to say, oh, it's not true now, but all these years we've been talking about, oh my God, y'all heard about Will, y'all heard about him, y'all heard
but
about
who do
Wade,
you think?
and then all
But
of a sudden it's like, oh, we can't believe him. We can't. Why would he come out here saying this? But they've been saying it for years, and ain't nobody ever said, well, why are you saying that? Why are they saying that? But now this guy comes out and people's like,
I don't
what
know.
what what what
Well,
what, what he got up his sleeve?
my
I
thing
don't
is,
know.
like I said, I think there's some truth in it. I don't know how much percent is true
Right,
because
right.
even with lies, there's always a little bit of truth in them. So
Hmm.
I don't know to what extent his story is, but if he gonna be giving up details about pulling out a key and unlocking a door in somebody's room looking for somebody, he need to change those details up a little bit.
I
And,
believe he
and,
could
and
have
again,
been
like I say, he
by.
has a whole book coming out. He has a whole book coming out. And I'm just giving y'all little tidbits. So y'all doing a lot of feedback on what I'm giving y'all. Like y'all,
I
I
mean,
really
but
think that you have to get the whole story and the whole image and everything. And I'm
I'm
not
gonna
trying to
be
force y'all to
honest.
listen, but
I'm gonna be
I'm just
honest.
giving
No,
y'all a little bit.
Even
I want to
even when
listen
I
anyway.
listened to the whole interview, I can honestly say I'm fairly certain I feel the same way.
And you might,
Yeah,
but me on the other hand, I've been hearing he been getting his ass blown out by Dwayne since the '90s. So because this
I
nigga come
I,
out in
I
the
remember hearing that.
2020s and say, yeah, it's true, I'm not gonna be like, well, damn, I've been hearing this for 15, 20, 30 years, and now, oh, it can't be true.
I didn't
Like, how
I
do
say
you
it
mean,
go
I
couldn't be
mean,
from?
whether
true.
And
you
I'm not
true or
talking about you. I'm
not,
not talking about you,
Oh,
Corio.
okay,
But I'm just
okay.
saying, in general, like people been hearing about this shit for years, and it's always been, oh, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? And then somebody come out and say, yeah, it's true. And so we're supposed to look at them side eye,
But you don't even
like.
understand what I'm saying when I say it's easy to write a book and use that story because America, Black America, has been hearing those rumblings for 20 years. So if you're going to write a book and try to use the thing that,
Then
that
you
Will
better have
Smith is
receipts.
gay, no, but would you use Dwayne because the rumor's been around for 30 years? I mean, I'm not
Everybody is
going to
in his
come up.
book. Everybody's in his book, and he also explains why he's coming out at this moment, which is why I'm saying I'm not giving y'all everything. I'm just giving y'all
Okay,
little tidbits. But
fair
he does
enough.
explain why, and I said this earlier, he does explain why he came out when he came out. But me personally,
Hmm.
like I said, just like the R. Kelly shit. Like you've been hearing this nigga been fucking underage girls for years, and then somebody come out and say he really did it, and people are like, "What? Are you sure?
I saw the
Really? You're
video,
lying. You're
but
just
see,
out
to
for
me,
money. You're
I
just,
bel
it's
I believed it because I saw the video. That was the receipt for
but
me.
you know what? That's just like Johnny Gill and Eddie Murphy. We've been hearing that for years.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
and I believe it. Just like he was with the transvestite. I believe it. And Johnny Gill, I always thought he was a little. Mm,
You know, Eddie Murphy lets him wherever he lives. Like he lets him stay in the. I guess I would call it a tiny house. You know how
A
mansions will
guest
have like
house.
the mother, yeah, the guest house or the
A guest
mother-in-law
like I
house.
always
suite.
told my boys, I want the
Yeah,
little house behind the big house when they get it
yeah.
rich. Yep.
Johnny Gill has always lived in that house wherever Eddie Murphy lives. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
He don't live there
I mean,
now. He lived there when he was going through a rough time, but he's not living. Obviously, not living there now. But at
Do
one
we
point, he
know
did let
that?
him stay there. Well,
I
he said,
don't
"Do
know
we know
that.
that?"
I'm just
he's got
messing
a
around. I'm
he's
messing.
got a wife and kids now.
Oh, see, I don't follow them. I don't, I love New Edition, grown New Edition, but I don't know. I just know that when they were saying that him and Eddie Murphy were together, gay,
Yeah, that
that
was
that
back
was
when him
one of
and
the
Nicole were
ways.
married. Yep.
Yeah, that was
Mm.
one of the ways they proved it because everywhere Eddie Murphy went, he was in the guest house, hanging. hmm I don't know. I just know that anytime, and I've always said this, anytime there's a black man that becomes famous, whether he's an actor or a musician, niggers always want to say they're gay. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? If women say, "Ooh, Prince is fine," that nigga gay. Ooh, so and so fine, that nigga gay. And so to me, that's always the comeback on black men if they're handsome or if they're successful in music or Hollywood or even sometimes in the business industry around us. It's like black men can't be super successful or super handsome. Oh, that nigga gay. I get tired. I actually used to get tired of that. Everyone that's
Is Prince
handsome,
gay?
rich, and successful are
No,
gay. What?
I,
What? What happened?
I said, "Is Prince gay?"
No,
no.
well, I don't think so.
I
I see.
think
I
Prince
never
is
was a
just a
Prince
freak.
fan. I never was a Prince fan. I always thought he looked like a girl. I never was
No.
into his music. I never was. I never was into Prince. But I ain't got no shade for him or nothing like that. I was just never into him like that.
but
But yeah, I mean, I used to hear
I
people
love
say
Prince.
he's gay. I'm the type of person like if he's gay, you know what I mean? Like
um, you
Well, you know
I've
what?
can't.
always been the type of person like if you gay, just say you gay and just be done with over it. I've never been like judgmental or even with like Tevin Campbell, even though I think that certain people at that age when they were young, I do really think they were groomed. But to lie about it for 30, 40, 50 years, I'll just be like, God damn, it's 2023. It's almost,
You
just be out with it. Just fuck it.
I feel like once I think a part of that is just like the lifestyle too, though, because like once Corio mentioned when they get money, it seems like the attitude in Hollywood is pansexuality. Like it ain't no gay straight. You just fuck everybody.
well,
It
and
just seems like
Exactly.
I ain't gonna
and
say
I
everybody's like that, but it just seems like when they
Orgies.
hit that status, they are expected or it's supposed to
They have
be
orgy parties. They have
right,
orgy parties. That was
right.
always the big thing in the 80s and the 90s.
Hmm.
It was always orgy parties. You just fuck, everybody just be fucking each other.
Right.
but I just feel like you can't. You can groom a child or
True.
maybe a early teenager to do things, but I've never known anyway. Usually, if you're heterosexual, if you can get out of that situation, you're going to be with women. Gay is gay, straight is straight, and bisexual is bisexual. You can't make someone gay. You can be aping them, you can groom them for that time, But when they become an adult or a teenager and they get away from whoever groomed them, if they're heterosexual, 9 times out of 10 they're going to want women.
And that's not how usually works though. Like if you're like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all you know is a man messing with you, you naturally think like this is the thing. Like it's a lot of people who, and that's women too. Women who might have had a woman do things to them, they be confused. Like, am I gay? Am I straight? Why didn't I do this? Why did I do this? Why I let them do this? Why I didn't say nothing? Why did like they be really confused. And that's
I
why a lot
think
of men who might like girls get messed with by men and then they grow up and they still try to be with women, a lot of them end up still being with men because it's like how I want to put this. I don't want to say the wrong thing just in case somebody is listening who's been through that. But sometimes when things happen to you, okay, let me say this. Okay, I was touched when I was a young child, right? And a lot of people I know were by heterosexual men. Um, and sometimes when you're touched at a certain age by a certain person, you just think that's the way to go. Like you become promiscuous. You do all types of things, and you don't really even understand why you're doing what you're doing. And then you get a little bit older, and you be like, oh well, this shit, this ain't. Why am I doing this? Why am I? I need to cool my tail down. So I do think that with that grooming, when you're really young and you're really what they call it, when you're so young and people are able to manipulate what they call it manipulative,
Hmm.
you really don't know, especially if you've never done it. But like most rapists, and I'm just saying this out of experience and from just hearing other people's stories, and I read up on a lot of this because I am a survivor. So I read up on a lot of this, and a lot of people, when it's done, they don't even understand it. They're like, why am I doing it? Is this how it's supposed to be? Are men so and people lie to you. They lie to you and they tell you like this is what men do. This is what little boys supposed to do. This is what before you get a wife, before you get like them people who be grooming you be filling your head up with all kind of shit.
That's like
You be confused.
I was watching Ashley Say So the other night, and she had did the story on Billy Preston. And I didn't really know he started out at church playing the piano. He was like 9 and 10. And the choir, I think they were saying the minister and the choir director and different ones was passing him around, to different guys in the church. And then he was confused because then the minister would get up there and preach about how all gay people going to hell. So they said he battled with that his whole life because he was being groomed that way. And he was ashamed of the fact that he was gay.
Yeah, and I know a guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but I went to church with him, and he that happened to him. He was groomed by older men and teenagers in our church. A lot of that's why I'm not really big on church like I am. Like a lot of things I experienced and witnessed growing up that makes me believe what I believe now. And if you weren't there, you might not really understand. But it was a lot of abuse. I went to like 3 churches, and it was a lot of abuse from like the preachers on down in the church that I went to. And I told y'all about the story how when I was like second, maybe no older than second grade, and some guy tried to entice me into a corner in the church in the basement by pulling his pants down and swinging his little thing around and trying to get me to, I was like in the first or second grade. So as far as this guy though, he was groomed and he man, when I say he was into girls so much, you couldn't keep this nigga off of no females. He was always flirting. Every new girl coming to church, what's up, baby? What's your name? I mean, he was like into girls, like for real. And then these guys in the church who were gay, or undercover, down low, whatever, they were grooming him. Ended up having sex with him, passing him around, And he ended up being, from that day forward, he even got married. When I tell y'all he got married, he even got married and was still messing with men on the side because that's what he was used to. And
I'm not.
he's like, I don't know if I'm gay. I don't know if I'm straight. I don't know if I'm bi. So yes, people sometimes do get confused. I think that's more than sometimes. But go ahead.
I just think that, like I said, when you're young, you do get groomed and stuff, but inherently, I think your true sexuality comes out. Gay sex, they have the prostate back there. It feels good. So there's a chance that maybe, you might become bisexual because you like women, but you also like the feeling back there that it gives you. Because from what I gather, it's very, very enjoyable because we don't have that back there, so we don't get it.
Yeah, I've
But
always heard that that was the like
yeah,
the spot.
yeah, and
That's like the
even
male G spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and even with little girls, not little six, like 12, 13 year old, it can be enjoyable, and that mixes kids up. It's like this is bad, but it feels good. It mixes them up. But what I'm saying though is that I'm not talking about gay. When they're gay when they go into prison because men are horny. But I think that I've read plenty of stories where kids have been I forget what the story was. This kid was kidnapped. He was less than 10 miles away from home, but they thought he was dead because somebody snatched him. And there he was living all that
I know
time
exactly what story
with
you're
the.
talking about.
Okay. And, he was being molested, everything, like, just awful for years. And when the man, he got too old, like, too old was probably like 14, 15. The man went
And
out
he
and grabbed
kidnapped another
another,
boy. Hmm.
yeah, kidnapped another little boy. And that's what made the older young man finally decide this is enough. I'm going. So anyway, he left. The police found him, blah, blah, blah. He went home. And even after all of that, inherently, he just wasn't gay, and he ended up getting married and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm saying, and I've read plenty of stories like that where, yeah, it happened. Yeah, I was groomed. It was horrific. But I just think that your sexuality is what it is. But also get what you're saying, where, it may feel good. They like that feeling back there. So they become bisexual, maybe. I don't know. But Mm. What do y'all think? I know what you think.
Well, I just
Um,
believe that if you're caught young enough, you don't know what your sexuality is. And when
but
it comes to a lot of men, I even believe just like going to prison and getting raped and all that shit, them niggas come out of jail like they ain't never had sex before. Like some dudes be in jail, they be having sex. Some of them get got against their will. And some of them be in there like, oh shit, I gotta do 10, 20, 30 shit. I'm gonna get some from somewhere. Then they get out of jail and they straight. Like, I don't believe a lot of guys who are having sex, and regardless how they came across having sex with a man, and then they come out and say, I'm gonna be with a woman, and that's just it. I still believe that they probably have those thoughts, they probably have those feelings, and they probably still have sex with God. I
I
really believe
agree.
that, especially if you're caught at such a young age and you've been doing it forever, because that's just like just from a lot of the stories I've heard, it's like they try to have relationships with women, they try to see women as Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and all that kind of stuff, but they still have those desires because, like you said, sometimes those desires, like there's a feeling that men get that women just can't do for them. And the same thing with gay women. Like I could never be with a female, and I already know I can't because you can't do that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like It's just certain things that we can do for each other that the same sex can't. And I don't care if you're using a dildo on a female, so it's just not the same as the natural feeling. But that's
Well,
just I don't
I'm
know,
just
Scott.
really, I hope that he doesn't tell so much in the Tasha K interviews that you don't even have to buy the book, because
I
she'll
really don't
basically,
either.
she really, because Tasha K will sit there, and if you're stupid enough, he'll end up telling, if she said this isn't the last interview, she may drain his book dry in her interviews. And
I
that way,
really hope not.
if she does that, because the book hasn't come out yet, if she does that, that will give Jada Pink, their attorneys, everything they need to hit him with as soon as the book comes. They'll have ammunition, they'll have built up their excuses, their people. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Well,
So
I
he
feel
should be
you. I feel
careful.
you. I feel you. I totally feel you, Corio, and he should be careful and all that. But I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but it's just where he is coming from. This is like an uphill battle, literally going against somebody a mogul
David and
like both
David
of
and
them.
Goliath. David and
Yeah, like both
Goliath.
of them.
Yeah.
And anybody who would do what he's doing to the caliber he's doing it, I just can't see they not have something to back them. Like you can look like this is some Tasha K shit. Like this bitch gotta pay Cardi $4 million. Like they ain't playing with this shit no more. You just say what you want to say, write what you want to write, and all that kind of shit. They not playing with that. So I really hope that he's not lying. But again, I don't think he is lying because we've been hearing this shit for real. And man, when so many people telling the same damn story and that's what any situation, when you hear so many people telling the same damn story,
Girl,
it's like there gotta be some type of truth.
think about
It
the beef
gotta be some type
sector.
of truth.
They'll
Shit.
get mad at somebody on Mad Day and put a rumor out there that ain't true. They
Girl,
just
that's the
make it
B
up,
sector. I don't believe
and it.
half the shit they be saying in the
But
B sector. That's for
that's
real.
girl.
Now I don't compare
That's
that
the
to yeah, I don't
that's
yeah,
behavior of people. I'm
I
not
wouldn't compare
saying
the
that,
B sector though, but the B
girl.
sector is all about just strictly clicks and
Okay,
views. Who gets the most likes on their video? Who gets like? I
I'm not
don't.
talking about that. I'm talking about
Yeah,
human behavior.
yeah, I
That's
know,
something
but the
different.
B sector, I don't, I don't know.
Right.
Like okay, I can say if we like, let's say, let me think of something. Okay,
Human
okay,
behavior is
and
human
no shade to
behavior.
anybody in the B sector. And right, I get you, but no shade. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was laughing at what you said, no shade. And I was thinking, if she say no shade, she can ready to throw some shade. But go
No,
ahead,
but I
girl. I was
really
just
know
laughing.
no shade, honestly. No shade,
Okay.
honestly. I'm just gonna bring up
Okay.
some certain situations. Like the
Okay.
fact that, okay, like the fact that remember James, and I love me some James. People have been saying for years, he did this to the kids, he did that, he did this, he really was walked off his job, he really was this, he was like we've been
Mm-hmm.
hearing those rumors for years. And if somebody
Mm-hmm.
come out the blue and say, I got proof, I got receipts, like for people to say, oh, this nigga lying. Like when you been hearing some shit for years and years, and then somebody come out and say, uh, like okay, let me use celebrities. Like James and them might be celebs in the YouTube world, but let's say I'm gonna just throw out Janet Jackson. Let's say Janet Jackson. We all heard over the years she had a baby by what's his face, right?
Mm-hmm.
The secret child.
Mm-hmm.
She gave the
Mm-hmm.
baby away. Whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody come out 20, 30, 40 years later saying, I know who the baby is. I know where they
Mm-hmm.
live. I know where like you would automatically just be like, oh, they lying. Like we've been hearing this shit for years. I want to hear what they say. Where the baby at? What's their name? You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna
Mm-hmm.
automatically assume that they lying. Now, if it's some far fetched shit that just came out of nowhere, Janet Jackson got a 40-year-old baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, R. Kelly, he got a 50-year-old pregnant, and we ain't never heard about him touching no little kids. Like, if I don't know, I guess that's what it's giving for me. Like we've been hearing about this shit with, especially with him and Dwayne for years, and we've been hearing about Dwayne also taking Lisa Ray's husband, that damn Jamaican or African man or whatever it was. Child,
I never,
like I
you know,
said, I
that's the
believe a
one
lot of them
thing
was
I've
just sleeping
never
around.
heard. I've never heard about Lisa Ray. What
That's
exactly
been
then is
ongoing
the.
forever. Lisa
Now I
Ray
knew
has
they
said that so
broke
many
up.
times.
I knew
Mhm.
they broke up and there were issues, as to the reason why they broke up, but I never was a fan of hers, so I didn't
Yeah.
follow it.
Yeah,
So,
Lisa Ray been
her,
saying that for years. Even in
are,
interviews, like literally, she'll be like, "Yeah, Dwayne took my husband." Like she's
are
she
you
literally been saying that for years.
just like that? Dwayne took my husband.
Just like that. The reason why I'm divorced, the reason why I'm not with my husband is because of Dwayne. And
And
it's been rumors for years that Dwayne and him had a relationship, just like Dwayne and Will. Mhm.
I
And I
hate.
really believe there's a lot more, Corio. I really believe, Corio. I know you don't want to believe this, Bilal, but I believe there's a
It's
lot more
not.
niggas that Will Smith has been with. And like Bilal said, Jada has so much shit on Will's head. Like she has so much shit over him, and that's why Will has been complacent. Like the shit, okay, like the shit when he slapped Chris. That's proof enough for me right there. That nigga was up there laughing, slapping his thighs. Ha ha ha! That shit, G.I. Jane boy, and it been that shit funny as fuck. As soon as she looked over and was like, "Nigga," he ran and stomped up there like a little kid and just got in trouble from his mama stomping up there, attitude, and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And then cussed him out and sat back down. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, you was up there laughing with everybody else about the joke.
Right.
But then Jada looks at you like she has full control, like people been saying she has control over him, and he gets up there like it's like a split personality almost. Like
Right.
he's
Yeah.
laughing at and then, oh shit, you talking about my wife? How? It was so weird. It was like so weird. And I don't know, child. I don't know. I guess we all could be speculating, Corey.
And I'm not
You
saying
know.
that he's lying. I'm just saying that it just he better. I need receipts. Let's just say that. But I would. It would not surprise me if Will Smith was not bisexual. You know what I mean? But
I
I just I need to
mm.
hear his receipts
I
because
think. Go ahead, babe.
I was just gonna say because if you were a big star and I was your assistant and I didn't work for you anymore, it's to me it's almost worth the risk because either
Hmm.
my book makes a lot of money or you pay me off so I don't, you know what I'm saying, do the
Yeah.
book. But anyway, go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl.
No, what was I gonna
Melissa,
say?
you ain't got nothing to say.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
No, 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 it's not your fault. I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Where's Melissa?
It has something to do with Will.
Look, I didn't sit here and dozed off. I'm finna let y'all.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Yeah, you better get off
Okay.
of here before you have a camera slip or something like Cisco just had.
uh,
But child,
I thought
go
Cisco
ahead
did
and go
that
to
on
sleep.
purpose.
all right,
Uh,
I'm gonna catch y'all later.
Good
All
night,
right, love you, boo.
Melissa.
Love y'all too.
I love you
All right,
too. I thought Cisco did that on purpose. I didn't know it was a camera slip.
I know, girl. I
So
can't remember what I was gonna say, girl.
I'm trying to think what I said right before you. I said
Has something to do
something
with.
about. Oh, we were talking about when he slapped Witchamajigger up on the stage, and she
Yeah.
was looking at him.
Oh no, I remember that. Okay, okay. You were saying that you really believe that he might be bi, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
feel like he's been using beards for a long time. I really feel like maybe it's because of the fact that there was always rumors that Jada and Will had an open relationship, that they were swingers. Will gave her permission to have sex with. Remember, August said that Will gave me permission, to sleep with Jada. And I just always, and I, like I said, I know y'all might not want to watch the interview. And don't, if you don't want to watch it, don't. I'm going to finish the interview and I'll probably come live again tomorrow night and talk about the remainder of the interview. But it's just some stuff that he was just saying in this interview. It was just really enlightening. And on as far as him being gay or bi or whatever, I do really believe that Will was into women. Like really, like he was like, man, he got all the finest women. He was just banging babes left and right. He was all into women. And then as soon as he got to Hollywood,
Hey, hey,
that's
I'm
okay, babe.
sorry.
And
Okay, go ahead.
that's okay.
Go ahead.
And I don't know if you heard what I said, but I was say just saying I really believe that he was really into women before he left Philly. And because, his assistant and longtime friend said, he was always getting girls after girls, banging girls, whatever. And then he said it was as soon as he hit Hollywood that he
But
started to be groomed by all these gay men who was around him.
don't you think he
And
was
he
like that in Philly? Except for he was
I
hanging around
don't know
thugs and
because
he couldn't show it because they'd have hurt him. But when you get to
I don't know because
California,
don't
you're
you think
around
people would have said something though by now? I mean,
what
he
for
grew up
in
in Philly.
Philly?
He was well known.
No, because he probably hid it.
But if he hid it, somebody still knows the niggas he was
No,
fucking with.
no, he may
Some,
not have been.
like I was saying
He
earlier, there's
may
always somebody that
He
know.
may not. There's a time when you're a teenager and you're hanging around gangbangers and you're overcompensating by hitting, women after girl after girl after girl after girl. No, you're not gonna let nobody know you hanging around gangbangers. Now, when you move to Hollywood, you feel and you start making money, and it's all around you. You can feel more freedom to do it. I doubt. See, he was young. I doubt seriously if he acted on it. That's just me.
Well, I don't know. From his friend and ex assistant, he was like a
He
ladies' man. He even when he
right.
got to Hollywood, he said he was really into women. Like
Start
he got
hiding it.
around. Like he was hopping woman to woman. He was like, into women and stuff.
Tanya,
And then
you
he said
acting
it didn't
like you
happen
don't know,
until
girl.
I like I don't know what.
You acting like niggas don't be hiding that shit.
No, I
You
didn't say
know.
that. But you can't hide. You if somebody knows about it, it's not really hiding per se. It's always gonna be one person that can reveal your secrets. And that's what I'm
Look,
saying. This nigga 54 years old. If he had some relationships with men back in Philly, I think it would be out by now, or at least some rumors
exactly.
by now.
I don't think he was. That's my whole point.
And that's
I
what I
don't
was
think.
saying. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's what I'm saying. I don't think he was into men at all before then. I think it was just ladies
I
until
think
he
he
got to
was.
LA.
I think he was hiding it. I, Let me tell you something. I have gay people in my family, literally for real. I have a male cousin. His dad had a small church before he passed away. He dated woman after woman, all these girls. I mean, just a hound. And when his father passed and he moved a couple cities away, he did his true thing. And I remember talking to him. I was like, Daryl, I was like, we never knew, we never had any idea that you were gay. It's just a shock that you came out like this. And he was like, yeah, he said, with dad living, I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And so I just didn't act on it. He said, but now that my dad's passed and I've moved away, I feel comfortable enough to be myself. That's why there's you don't have to act
I
on it,
feel you.
especially. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I feel you, but I
he,
don't believe that every
you
person
know,
who encounters a gay or same sex relationship are born that way, which is what you're basically trying to say. I
yeah.
don't believe that it
Hmm.
was always in them,
Okay.
or I really believe, and
Okay.
just from my experience with people,
Hmm.
who's sleeping with the same sex, like Wilson calls same sex, what do he call it,
Hmm.
gender loving,
Same
whatever.
gender love, same
Yeah,
gender
same
loving.
gender loving. I know females who never. I know if I can't even say people names on here, but I know somebody really, really close to me who
Hmm.
never ever, and I mean this is somebody really, really close to me, and
Hmm.
never ever ever thought about it. Was like the farthest thing from my mind. It was gross. It was like, ugh, you doing that? Ugh, what, like me, how I feel about that shit. I ain't ever gonna go down. Don't you put your little, I ain't, no, I can't do that shit. I need me a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit really grosses me out just thinking about the shit. It grosses me out. And
Oh Lord.
she happened to meet some girl,
Uh-huh.
and she was having relationship issues with her man, and this
Uh,
girl kind of
uh,
swooned her, was doing everything like she was down there being groomed, and she was a grown ass woman, and
uh-huh.
she was down there being groomed, and then they eventually, did what they did, and it's like she had a relationship with the woman, but she
Uh-huh.
still liked me, and still, like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying. So it was like she never had those feelings before. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we talking grown, like not 20s, not 30s, not 40s. We talking about grown. Where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is nice. This is okay. I might can get with this. It was one of those situations. So I know how some people say, "Oh, you can't be born gay." I believe the opposite. I believe that you can be born gay, and I believe that somebody could turn your ass out. So I
Mm-hmm.
believe both can be true at the same time, like my girl
Mm-hmm.
Sassy would say.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, like
Gotcha.
men who go to jail and they get raped and they come out and they fucking men. I don't believe that a lot of them were born gay. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like, I don't believe it was
Mm-hmm.
always in them. Some men
Mm-hmm.
really get taken advantage of in jail and stuff, and they just be like, fuck it. Then they become what they call them, girlfriends or property or whatever. And they've
Mm-hmm.
been doing it for so long, they end up just liking it. And what do you call it? That syndrome where you abused her, or you know what I'm talking about, Stockholm's or whatever.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Stockholm syndrome and stuff, where you just get
Mm-hmm.
used to it. You start liking the person, you start liking what they doing, and woo woo woo. And I do think that, oh gosh, ooh, I wish this wasn't a public platform, because child, I got some stories. Ooh, I know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
men who went to jail, and they went to jail with a lot of local niggas. And the shit I know from people in jail in my city. Whoa. Now you remember Shaky? Do you
Yes,
remember
yes,
Shaky? And how
yes.
he would tell the stories, because he from down
Remember you
south, from,
I did
yeah.
remember I never watched him until and you're the one that told me. I didn't
You
even
gotta
know
watch
Shaky
the
I
videos,
didn't
yes.
even know Shaky was gay. I just knew I had as a matter of fact, I had never heard of him until Brianna went over there to Bigo and then I
Yes.
started hearing his name. I'd never heard of him.
I love Shaky. I've been knowing Shaky before Bree, interacted with him and all that. And I was watching him faithfully for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. But the way
Mm-hmm.
Shaky be on his shows, and he'd be like, fuck it. Yeah, this nigga, he from such and such. He might not always say the name, but
Mm-hmm.
it's been times where he would be live, and the girlfriends or the wives would drop down in the chat. I know you talking about my nigga. And he'd be like, well,
What?
if you wouldn't have said nothing, people probably wouldn't know who he is.
Well, how would they know to watch him to listen for their husband's name?
Because Shaky would be on his video. That's why I said, if anybody ain't never watched Shaky, if you can, some people can't handle that gay stuff. You know what I'm saying? The stories and
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell you Shaky stories, they would have you in tears sometimes. Like, Shaky stories were like real life. Like, Okay, he's in prison,
Mhm.
but he's also in some of those prisons that he been in. Some of them be like having real relationships. They be like really in love. Then to find out the nigga messing with some other nigga. Like they would have like real love stories. I mean,
Oh
it's so good.
God.
I think I gotta go back because it's not only that, but it's fights, it's stabbings, it's guards doing shit with the inmates. I mean, shaky shit. His shit should be a movie. It should be in books. This shit is like so crazy. But when he would tell stories, he might not tell the name, but he'd be like, "Man, I met this nigga from such and such, and we was in jail for such and such, and I met him the month of such and such." So it was like little deets that he was giving out. And if you
But
pick
the,
on it, if you're a girl who got a nigga that's been in prison, oh, he was in that prison? Oh, because Shaky was like really big as far
oh,
as like a
okay.
YouTuber, a content
Oh,
creator.
okay.
So,
Okay.
a lot of people from his city, and mind you, before he even became prison, he was a DJ. He was he worked in the clubs. He worked like all through there, right? So a lot of people already knew him.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when he went to prison and he started doing his prison stories, a lot of people who was already familiar with him, and you know how it is. Okay, check this out, Corio. You know how people don't be on the B sector, but they find out about it. Somebody told them, and
Yeah.
then somebody ended up getting an exclusive, and they be like, I
Yeah.
ain't never heard of the B sector. Or somebody hit me up and said y'all was talking about such and such.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it was kind of like that. But
What city is he
yeah, he would
from?
tell. He's from New Orleans. And he would tell stories about guys who
Ooh.
were really straight. Gay niggas know the straight niggas. He'd be like, guys would come in there straight than a motherfucking straight. And they would come in there and it was either like, you join this person and you don't get beat up. You join this person and you have protection. You join this some guys would do like the gay for stay or the gay for, what they call it? Something
Yeah.
like that. And then they
Yeah.
get back out and they go to their girlfriends and after being with a man for maybe a year or two or three or four, and they get out and pretend like they straight. Like they ain't
I'm.
never had a
I
gay
never did.
relationship.
I never dated a man from prison. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
Hold
it.
up, hold up.
I
What they
because
say in the chat?
I don't know what they
Oh
say.
hell no, we gotta delete him.
Who what did he
You see
say?
that?
Let me see.
House of
Wait a minute.
Coons.
Mm,
Yeah, we gonna have to delete him. Ban user and delete comments. So that's a troll.
mm.
House of Coons, really?
Yeah,
And
really.
then P Dookie is gonna walk. They talking about P
Right.
Diddy, but still,
Oh, okay. Uh, you
uh,
know,
uh,
that yeah.
yeah.
When you're on late at night, that
Mm-hmm.
happens because just the freaks come out at night,
The
and the
freaks come
kids.
out at night.
Yeah, the kids are
Hey,
sneaking on their phone and stuff.
I
And
get it,
they just scroll to. All they do is scroll down till they see when someone's live. You know what I mean?
girl. And we ain't even got nobody in here. It's like one person watching, child. We've been on here for 3 hours.
Hey,
We down to
one
one person. They
person.
probably over. They probably over on the more entertaining B sector shit, which I don't mind. And you know what? What's we call it? Asked me that the other day. What's his name? Talent.
What do
When
you
he
ask
asked me
me?
that the other day, he was like, "How do you feel?" He said, "Because I think you're an intricate part of the B sector." Now I don't really agree with him,
Why?
but he was like, because I don't feel like I'm a. When you say intricate, I'm thinking of these big, big YouTubers that's been into a lot of shit with a lot of storylines and a lot of, you know what I mean?
Do
That's what
you think?
I think.
I'm just gonna ask you. Do you think that Pizarro is intricate to the beef sector?
I absolutely do. Yep, I
Mm,
sure do because of how she has moved around um the sector. Like when she
mm-hmm.
first started on here and she
Mm-hmm.
first was
Mm-hmm.
in Sean Bradley's camp or over there and she had
Mm-hmm.
lied and well she claims it was a lie. But
Mm-hmm.
That's when she started getting real popular when she was saying her sister slept with her
Mm-hmm.
husband. Remember all that? She was
Mm-hmm.
saying her sister slept with her
Mm-hmm.
husband. And
Mm-hmm.
then she was a troll. She was all over the place. And then she went over to Breeze. She like skipped through. She was in Tree She was like in a different camp.
Mm-hmm.
Tree as one of them. Then she got to Breeze, and nobody ever thought that Pizza would actually ever end up with a channel. Not that she wouldn't be successful, but they just thought, a lot of trolls they don't want channels. They just
Right.
troll.
Mm-hmm.
But and I can't even remember if Pizza ever said why she decided to do her own channel. I can't remember that. I might have saw it, but I might have missed it. I don't know. But when she became a subscriber, it was like, I mean, a content creator, it was like overnight success, damn near.
Mm-hmm.
Then remember she lost
Well,
her channel?
yeah. Well, yeah, because all Brianna's people went over there, so I
Yep,
mean,
yep, yep. Because it
it
was like,
wasn't.
from what they saying, TSCC
Mhm.
was there, and then Bree, they saying that she got all her people. She off the back of VS and TSCC. Then they
Mhm.
basically was saying Pizza got all her people off the back of Bree. And even with Kimmy, they were saying Kimmy got her people off the back of Bree. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But Pizza had a good channel, a big channel, and then that got snatched. Was it a P bomb? I'm trying to remember. Was she porn bomb? I
Yes.
think that's what happened. She was
Yes.
P bomb, and then she had
Yes.
to. She said she wasn't gonna start another channel. Then next thing you know, she started another channel, and this one is even more successful. But Pizza has been in so many different
Do
storylines and
you? Let
beefs.
me tell you.
Yeah.
Do you
Uh huh.
realize that on this channel, you have on the hood table. She only has like 6,000 something. You're almost up with her. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But go
I do
ahead.
realize that. I just
Mhm.
don't. You know what? Like Talon was saying the other day. Do you realize this? Do you realize that? I swear on my mom in heaven, I come on here. I don't be like, how some people be disappointed. Ain't nobody got no likes. Hit the likes. Hit this. They screaming, hit the cash app every 5 minutes. I literally come on here because I enjoy coming on here and speaking to my subscribers and my followers,
Mhm.
and I can't even say it's like a part-time job or it's a hobby. Like some people say, oh, this is just a hobby or this is a part-time job. I come on here because, let me just say this real quick and I'm done. When I first started my very first channel, Prime Time,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
came on here because I didn't have a lot of friends who enjoy reality shows.
Right.
And I
Oh
like to
yeah, yeah,
talk
yeah.
about reality shows.
Right,
So that's
right,
why I came
right,
on here because I wanted to speak to people who enjoy reality shows as much as I did. And I was
right,
reviewing like 20, 30 reality shows like every freaking season or quarter of the networks, seasons or quarters.
right, right.
And I did so many reviews, and I'll be up in here. I mean, just chopping up. Yeah, girl. You see what Kim? You see what Crazy did? You see what? Oh my God, I love it hip hop. Oh my God, did you watch Black Ink? It was just that's what it
Uh-huh.
was for me. It ain't. I didn't
Right.
care. Like Corey, when I tell you real shit, the views that I was getting on my videos, I didn't even know I was getting because I would literally do a video and I would talk and chat and whatever. And I would just go on to watching more shows. Then I
Mhm.
would do another video. I wasn't even
Mhm.
into it like that. I
Mhm.
would do my shows, do my videos, and that's it.
Mhm.
And then I would come back later. What, I got 18,000 views on this? I got 17, 15, 16, 14, 13. I'm like, when the shit did that happen?
Right,
Because I
right.
would never go back and check the views.
Mhm.
Literally came on here for fun, for entertainment. And I'm still
Mhm.
the same way. I come on here
Right.
and can't nobody say I'm on here begging.
Right. Yeah.
I might have
Yeah.
my Cash App on the screen. If you
Right.
see it, you
Right.
see it. If you donate,
Right.
you donate. But I'm not
Right.
sitting up here every 5 minutes or all throughout the show screaming for Cash App. It's
Yeah.
there. If you want to contribute a love offering, you can. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
But I literally come on here and I shoot the shit with you guys and I have fun with you guys. And some of you guys I even talk to behind the scenes of YouTube. And I'll have fun with you guys. And that's literally it.
Mhm.
Like y'all want something to talk about? We got something to talk about. Let's go here and let's talk.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's
Mhm.
literally it. I don't be on here thinking, well, they got 500 people in their chat and I only got like 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. I don't
Mhm.
even think like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I know people like Jay Wilson, he always say, well, if it ever gets to the point where I don't have really nobody in my chat, I'm gonna quit. You know, I didn't heard him say that lots of times. That
Oh,
would never be
really?
me.
Yeah. I
Yes, that would
stopped
never be
watching
me.
him.
Because I don't
Yeah.
do it for the money. I don't
Mhm.
I make good money at my job. And I
Mhm.
have hustles after hustles. And
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, you
I'm
have a small
cool.
business too,
Yeah,
so
I'm
yeah.
cool on that front. And even my small
Right.
business ain't even a necessity. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
my
Right.
main job takes very good care of me. And so
Mhm.
all the other shit that I do on the side is just extra.
Mhm.
So if I
Mhm.
don't flip one cake, like during the Rona, I shut down almost 3 years.
Mhm.
I was doing good at my
Mhm.
main job. Like, I mean, I
Mhm.
still have my little side job, my little side business and everything. And I might
Mhm.
get like a couple of orders a month, you know what I'm saying? Because I
Mhm.
really just
Mhm.
started back this year after the Rona.
Right.
But it's
Right.
not like it's not making or breaking me. You know
Right.
what I'm
I
saying?
get.
So this
Yeah.
YouTube application to me is fun, it's entertainment, it's a way to mingle and socialize. That's what I should say. It's a way to
Yeah.
socialize with people. But
Yeah.
I would never be like, I'm not coming on here because there's only 10 people in the chat or it's only 20 people. No, I would never do that.
Right. I
Mm-mm.
remember one time you were like, we were on the panel. And you was like, yeah, because there's 100 and some people in here. My gut froze. I'm like, oh my god, and I can't
Girl.
remember what we were. I think we were talking about B sector stuff,
Yeah,
but
it was. It was.
let's talk about this real quick. How did you
Okay.
know what? Okay, I know what happened with Jay Dunn. How did you find out that that's what her PO said?
Oh, because I was watching Jay Wilson.
How did he? Oh, Shelly told me.
See, girl, I think it might have been Shelly or Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
It had to been one of them because they
Yeah.
are the two that's really been like promoting. I don't want to say promoting. That's not be a bad
That's what
word to
they're
say.
doing. That's what they're
But
doing.
telling people if
Promoting.
Jay done, if she do this, call her probation officer. If she do this, you know. So I'm not saying promote it, but you know, it's putting the idea out there. She do something, you call it. And even Kimmy was saying you can't call the probation officer. You have to file a report with the police. You have to. I mean, they really like telling you how to do the shit, right?
It's step by step, step by
Step
step.
by step.
And I'm
So
just
that's how
like,
I heard it. Yeah.
Jay Wilson, yeah. Mm.
But Jay
So,
Wilson, did you see it though? Did you watch it though?
no,
Because when
no,
Jay
no,
Wilson
no.
was talking about it, girl, let me tell you, when Jay Wilson was talking about it, he came on his live. He's like, "Oh, I gotta tell you, I ain't saying shit to you. I get 100 people in the chat. I ain't saying shit. I ain't dropping this sheet." And then finally, when he dropped the sheet, and we already knew what the fuck he was talking about, he said, "I heard somebody probation officer. I heard." So we already knew before he got the 100 people in the chat, he was talking about Jay Dunn. So then when he got his 100 people in the chat or whatever, he was like, I heard that, you know, the probation officer is getting tired. People constantly calling and calling and calling about Jay Dunn. And I heard that the probation officer wants Jay Dunn to get off of YouTube or, you know, whatever, whatever, because he's tired of hearing about it. And I heard, you know how Jay was, I heard. But yeah, then Shelly jumped on him. And
So
she was
that,
like, what
see,
are you doing? Go ahead, go ahead.
what do you mean? What, go ahead. What are you doing?
No, no, I was talking about shells, but then you had said something, so I was just telling you to go ahead
Did
because I thought you
she
had to ask me a question.
did she jump on the panel and say to Jay Wilson, what are you doing?
Yes, yes. She said she jumped on the panel, and that's the first thing she said. She said, "Jay, what are you doing?" And I was listening, Corey. You should You just have to be there. Watch the replay if you can.
I
But she was
can't.
like,
Too
"What
many
are you doing,
commercials. Mm-hmm.
girl?" She
What
said,
did
"What
he?
are you doing?" And
What did
I was
he
like,
say?
"What? Why she asked that?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, you're basically telling her how to avoid getting in trouble." And Jay Wilson said, "But I don't want her to go to jail. I don't want her to be in trouble." And that's all he kept saying, like every now and then. I don't want her to go to jail. I don't want her to get in trouble. So Shelly was like, "Why are you like?" Because he was saying, Jay Dunn, I think you need to do this. Don't get on people panels. Don't let people bait you because all they want to do is get you locked up, and all they want to do is get you in trouble with your PO, and all they want to do. That's what Jay Wilson was saying. Giving her advice. And then Shelly jumped up there and said, "What are you doing?" And I was just sitting there like, "Oh shit." And he was like, "Huh? What do you mean?" And he was like, "You giving her tips. You giving her." And he said, "Oh, I don't want to see her go to jail. I don't."
Well, what
Girl.
did Shelley say after that? When he
I
said,
don't even
"Oh,
remember. She was saying they
oh
literally
shit."
started talking about that, but they started talking about other shit, like things that J Dunn was doing. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched probably 5, 10 minutes more, and then I clicked off
Mm-hmm.
because I got the gist of the video. And sometimes when
Mm-hmm.
I get the gist and I think ain't nothing else gonna be popping off, I just turn the video
Mm-hmm.
off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
but
bet since
yeah,
Shelley popped up there, Shelley probably told him because I know they talk behind the
yeah,
scenes,
it was
and
it
and
was.
usually when he says, "I heard" or "somebody told me," I think it's usually Shells because I think they're close. Because a lot of people think it's Vivian, but Vivian, honestly, Vivian don't watch
Oh,
YouTube. I
Vivian
mean,
don't be in that shit.
yeah, she don't be, but a ton. You ask, her, oh, Vivian tells this. Vivian be in there, and Vivian don't even half the time know what's going on in the beef sector. So, I mean, now she'll find out when she mods, of course, when she
Yeah, she might
moderates.
talk about some shit
Yeah,
after she heard
but
it, like on here. Yeah,
yeah, but she's not actively going and you see her down in the chat saying hi to people. No. So I think that him and Shell have gotten close and she tells him things. And sometimes when she comes up on the panel, she'll tell him, "Did you get that? I emailed you something. I IG'd you." So you get the hint. You know what I'm saying? That they're close.
yeah.
So
And it was
um
a coincidence, and I just knew it. Something told me before she even hit the link. I already knew she was gonna hit the link, and maybe that's
mhm,
because she always be hitting certain people links when they always talking about certain things, like Jay
mhm,
Dunn or different things. But I just had a
mhm,
feeling when he was up there. Oh, I heard it because just the other day Kimmy and Shell, they was talking about Jay Dunn. They was talking about what she doing and contact
mhm,
the probation officer, excuse me, and how you should do this and how you should do that and all that. So I
mhm.
had a feeling that
Hmm.
Shells was gonna hit the link anyway. And I swear to God, like right after I thought about it, boom, she hit the link. And she was like,
I
"What are
think
you
both
doing?"
of them have. I think both of them have a group of people that when they feel like they need to get when Jay Dunn has did something, that that can be reportable. I think
Hmm.
each Kimmy has a group and Shelly has a group, and they start calling the parole officer.
Yeah, I really think that there is. Jada had told us one time she hit my link. And remember the other day I was joking around because Kimmy, I heard her say on her show, she said, "Don't nobody let Jay Dunn hit their panel unless it's some losers, basically people who ain't got no big
Hmm.
channels, people who ain't
Hmm.
shit." She was like,
Hmm.
"Them bitches, the only bitches that let her." She was,
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
is what it is, whatever. But so when Jadon hit the comment in the chat the other day, I was like, "Oh shit, Jadon, we ain't shit but losers over here. We ain't nobody because we didn't let you on our panel." But Jadon had
Hmm.
told us before when she was on our panel, and she's been hit my panel several times. But she done told us before that everybody was after her. that people were
Mm,
calling her probation officer. That and Kimmy even said the other day, don't let Jay Dunn try to tell you that she can't get in trouble because of freedom of speech and something like that. She was saying, I don't
mm,
remember word for word, but it was along those lines. And it was like, don't even call the probation officer because the probation officer they could be like, okay, yeah, all right, she did what, she said file a police report, file reports and then move in silence. And like she was giving like good tips for people who might be trying to get Jay Dunn in trouble. And so this morning, when I was listening to JW, he was basically giving Jay Dunn advice as to not to get in trouble. And Shells jumped on there and said, what? Girl, you gotta watch it. She said, what are you doing? Just like that, she said, what are you doing?
I wouldn't want Jay Dunn to go to jail. I
I
just,
wouldn't either.
it's just, but it's a lot. There's a lot of people on here that go real, real hard, and I think that sometimes um, Jay Dunn may poke when people don't. It's not the time to poke, and they make a big deal out of it. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
Yeah.
you got it. I like Jay Dunn. I've been a supporter of hers for
Yeah,
years.
same
Just
here.
like, yeah, Shells. I support Shells. I support Kimmy. I support a lot of people that read. That a lot of people that don't like each other, don't for whatever reasons there
Same
are
here. And I
beefs,
know how to
and
leave
it's
my heart out of this shit. You know what I
right,
mean?
and it gets hard to even sit up here and comment
Because I don't be
because
investing like that, invested
right,
like
and
that.
right, and so I do know that when Jay Dunn hits the panels, if you read the chats during the live or whatever, you know, it's people are irritated and stuff, and I think that the people that are watching her so they can report to the PO. They follow her around and they read the chats and they snap. They take what is it? Snap. I can't even think. I'm tired now.
Screenshot,
Snap
screenshot.
screenshot. I was going Snapchat. Yeah, screenshots and stuff. And and they recording
Just-
everything she says, and it
and that's
just
what
it's
they're
all
doing. They're recording
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But you
So,
know
but I
what, Corio?
what?
It's crazy to me. Like I like Jada. And if she hits my panel, I ain't never denied her to hit my panel.
Right, right.
But what's crazy to me is how a lot of people don't like Jada hitting their panel. They were like, oh, she's a panel killer. He's all da, 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 da. But the people they be letting on they panel,
Thank you.
like
That was
that's
what I
damn
wanted to say.
uppity. I
Okay.
mean, I
Thank
could go
you.
on. It's like 5 or 10
Good.
people that I'm
Good.
like, and they worse or better than Jada.
Right. Yeah.
Like now, I will say this: Jay Dunn has done some things on here that she shouldn't have, like posting people pictures, doxing, different things that like that. But when it comes to like panel killers, oh my god, I can name some people worse than her.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
oh my
things
god,
that
and they own every fucking live. Like they own every, and then the people be
every
paying for them to get off, paying for them to get put down. Then they get back up there. And see, I think one of the scams that people are calling a scam is people who allow you to pay for people to get dropped down, but they continually put them people on a panel because they know people will pay you
of course.
to
Yeah.
drop them down. So that's one of the
Hmm.
scams in the B sector that people be complaining about.
They got
And
it from
it's
the
it's
Mo three
pretty
sector.
evident. Like if you know
Hmm.
people don't really like this person on your panel, but you have them up there every day, you can go live 10 times a day, and they are there.
Hmm.
You already know what you're doing, whether you planning it, whether you purposely scamming, or whether you
That's why,
know that people are gonna
that
pay you to get them down. It's
that's
a
why
money
she's all
grab.
had that mod gate because
Yep.
what's that weirdo's name? I can't stand her. Little Flicker. That's what this he.
That's
It was
it.
all because And Pizarro does that a lot. If she knows her
Little
chat
flicker.
does not like someone, or the beef sector doesn't like someone, damn sure she's gonna befriend them and put them on her panel, so she can say, "Don't tell me what to do with my panel. You can't tell me." It's like she's like this control freak, and she never says I'm sorry or my bad or anything. And that's how Modgate came, because
Yeah.
it's free. They're doing this for free, and you cussing them out over somebody that's disrespectful to us too.
And see, I
So,
just can't.
and
I
now
just
look
can't.
at it.
Like, if I
Now,
want to drop somebody down, I'm gonna just drop them down. I just can't see myself. Oh, give me $50 and I'll drop them. Give me 30 and I'll drop them. Give me a. I can't see myself doing that. But when you was talking about apologizing, did you happen to see Duchess Kelly Love apology to Ronnie Q?
no,
His little 5 minute video.
no.
Now
Was
you
it a
know
joke?
Ronnie
Was it a
Q has
joke?
struck his channel, right?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay, so Ronnie Q has struck Duchess Kelly Love's channel, right? And so Duchess Kelly Love, he made a video, and it wasn't a live, it was an upload. It was an
Mhm.
upload. And
Mhm.
basically, Ronnie Q, you know Ronnie Q is part of LSA, right?
Mhm.
So she's an intricate, I like using that word, intricate, player over there. And
Mhm.
so uh she was saying, and a lot of people over there were saying that Justice Kelly wasn't sincere about his apology. And so I went
Mhm.
over there. I'm like, well, let me check out this doggone apology. And I swear, you gotta watch it. Ooh, God, Corey, you gotta watch it. It's about a 5 minute video, and 99% of it is a song from a not.
I
You know how
figured
sometimes he
that.
make music, but no, 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 no. You know how he made music and he be singing.
Mhm.
It ain't even him. It's what's his name? Luther Barnes. You ever heard of that
Mhm.
song? I'm still holding on
Mhm.
by Luther
Mhm.
Barnes.
Mhm.
Okay, so he starts the video and he was like, I just something I want to just apologize to Ronnie Q. It was no sincerity. He was like giggling and stuff because first he played the wrong music. He was
Well,
like,
soon as you,
not that one time,
well,
not that
soon
one,
as you said he did an apology, I was like, yeah, but he didn't mean it.
girl.
He
I
didn't
was
mean it.
cracking up because he literally said, I apologize or whatever. But this song by this artist, and I don't even know what it had to do with the situation because the song is called "I'm Still Holding On" and it's a gospel song. Listen, it's a
Mhm.
beautiful song though. Let me just say it's a beautiful song. I've never even heard of it before, but I had to look it up after I heard it on Duchess Kelly because I'm like, is this a gospel song? And yes, it's a gospel song. And like throughout the line, the guy and the chorus or whatever the choir was singing, and then like towards the end, Justice Kelly put on the bottom of the screen, "I'm really sorry, Ronnie Q. I went too far," and basically was just playing the song, and then it ended.
Mhm.
And so people in LSA and even Ronnie was like, if he was so apologetic and so sorry, why wouldn't he come on my channel? Why wouldn't he hit my link? Why wouldn't he, why would he just go on his channel and upload somebody else's song?
Mhm.
Like literally, it was somebody else's song, somebody's gospel song that played, and then after the song went off, he didn't say nothing. It was just the end of the video,
Mhm.
and I was like, and that reminds me, Kimmy, the person who she struck, girl, you saw she struck her again, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And it was so funny because she was like, the girl was saying, this is how I help provide for my children and my YouTube channel, and my coin Della's from here. This is how I provide and take care of my children and all that woo woo woo. But then she done turned the flip. Man, Kimmy almost was about to take the strike back. She was about to take
I
the strike
saw
back
that
because she heard
video.
that the
Yeah.
girl, yeah, she heard the
Yeah.
girl was talking big shit about her. So what the girl do, Erica Kelly vlogs, aka the most hated vlogger, she goes on her backup channel and streams Kimmy's video the very next day, or like a day or 2 days later, or something like that. It was real soon. And people still in her chat talking about Kimmy's gonna strike you. Kimmy's gonna strike you. What you doing? Why you doing? Somebody even jumped down in her chest. Said, I'm just here to just see the expression on your face. I just want to be here to see, when Kimmy strikes your damn channel again. And the
Mhm.
bitch got her channel struck again.
She obviously doing it for clout, because why else
And
would
that's
you
what
do
they
that?
said. Yep. That's what
Why else
they
would you
said.
do
She's
it?
really
She
looking for
wants to
clout
be in
because
the
of
beef
shit she tried with
sector.
go
In
ahead,
the
babe.
beef sector really bad. She really
Hmm.
does. Because she's a bottom feeder, they said, in the Mo 3 sector. And she does this kind of, I don't know, girl. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Hello? Okay,
Yeah, I
because
hear
my
you.
one of my AirPods went out. I'm down to one.
That's
Lord.
okay. I hear you. I got my earphones in my ear, so I hear you.
Okay. That's all I had to say about her.
Hmm.
I hate to even talk about her because I think she's as irritating. She's almost as irritating as Uppity to me.
Girl.
Almost.
Girl.
Almost.
I ain't even gonna get on. You tore her
You know
ass
I do
up
not
the other
like
day.
her.
Girl, do
Huh?
you know my stomach was so for like 2 days. I was laughing so hard.
What?
But
What happened?
yeah, I was cracking up when you said my
What?
uppity. Well, that was funny.
Oh, when I couldn't stop saying stuff. I kept thinking in my head, make that's the last one. And then
She
next
was
thing
like, I
I
ain't gonna
know,
say no more.
I was saying something else. I was like, in
He
my
said,
mind, I'm like,
okay, and I'm
okay,
done.
yeah. I was like, go on mute, just and then I think I would go on mute. Then I take it off mute and say something else. I think I got what a good 15,
Yes.
20 minutes. I knew you was laughing. I didn't. Because
I was
I
on
was th-
mute forever because I was just laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh my God, this shit is hilarious. But yeah, as far as her though, I don't really know her from the most three. I just know her from what's her name?
being a fake stalker of MU. What, what you did was
Hold
waste
on,
of
let me get
see.
some water.
Uh,
I swear, when I be talking too much, I begin to cough attack
okay. I was
till
just
I get some
I don't know.
water.
I was just saying. I think that she spent all that. Her and her husband spent that money to go on a cruise just so she could take pictures of MU, come back,
Yep.
put and say she say she was the stalker. She had a couple pictures of MU. She really wants to be in the beef sector. And that boo boo, you got major people that are looking at you. So anytime Pizarro kicks you off her panel, and it wasn't even like you were cussing her out or anything. You were just boring and dry and weird. And Pizarro's like, yeah, 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 bye, bitch, and clicked her off the panel. When does Pizarro do that kind of stuff? She was only up there for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Child. When they show her messy house, like when her camera actually flipped down and they showed it panned out like her house, and it was so messy. And then like they had I can't remember who put the information out there about her court uh issue with her children, how her children had been taken away because she was sending
Mm.
them to school. And the kids were saying, or the school was saying that the kids smell so bad,
Oh,
and
you
none of the
talking
other
about
kids wanted to
uppity?
sit by
Okay.
her, and it was like so. What I'm getting at, let me just shorten this up. What I'm getting at is, man, I was watching her on Breeze Live the other day. Did I tell you that? She was on Breeze Live the other day, and Bree had somebody on there, and I can't for the price of the guy, I can't remember who it was. But the thing
Mm.
about Uppity is, I think she would be more liked if she wasn't so overpowering. Like I know, when you're on these panels, sometimes the situations it can be really heated. You get really intense. And you can be going on and on and on, and then you be like, "Oh shit, okay, shut up. I need to fall back." I know I'll be doing like sometimes too. Like, I need to fall back, but she literally, it just seems like I don't know. She just be just. talking over people and talking over people and like the whole time, not just like here and
Non-stop.
there. Yeah, it's like nonstop, not like here and there. Like sometimes I got to catch myself. Okay, Tanya, shut up. Okay, I'm talking too much. And somebody else I might say, okay, okay, let them talk, let them talk. That's normal because we on StreamYard and sometimes you can't even hear when other people are talking. But it's
Mhm.
like she will go non-stop for like
And
5, 10 minutes.
lying and bragging and shit. And it's like, to me, it's like, control your panel. And that's why I say Bree and Pizarro allow irritate. I've even heard Bree say it point blank, period. Oh, I love to bring bitches up here to get on y'all's nerves. So, and to me, that's weird. Why would you want your supporters to be agitated and upset? You see what I'm saying?
Excuse me. I don't know if it is if it's for the because a lot of times when people on the panel that a lot of people in the chat ain't favoring. And hey, Dr. Soapy, hey boo, he said hugs to the hood table
Hi,
and Choreo
Sophie.
and chat.
Hi,
Thank you.
Sophie.
Sophie, thank you for saying that because I've been wondering that. Like, I
Yes.
swear to God, when people be saying, like, I was watching Bree's panel the other day, and I don't know why. I'm gonna have to go back and see who Bree was talking to because I cannot remember. But Bree was talking to somebody, and she kept saying, "Uppity, uppity, let them talk, let them talk." It was Wiley. It was Wiley. That's right. It was Wiley, and I love me some Wiley. And Wiley would just be talking, and she was like, but she was just like, Wiley couldn't get shit in unless Bree was like, "Uppity, let them talk,
Now,
let them
see,
talk, Uppity, let them talk." I
to
was like,
me,
"Oh
that's
my God."
stupid because at that point, you either put her to the back or drop her down. Why would you sit there and keep yelling uppity, let him talk? Why would you put yourself through that?
I
Are
just
you
know I
there?
was
Because
irritated.
you
I was
gotta talk
irritated
because I'm.
as the fuck. I was irritated as the
It's
fuck. And
always
I'm, ooh,
irritating. What would you do if we were up here talking and I just kept going on and I was over talking people and fussing? Wouldn't you have been, you might say it a couple times, share choreo, please let them talk, please. And then at some point, you either put me to the back or drop me down.
right.
And
And
I
that's
don't
what I was
understand.
saying. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't understand why they give this irritating bald mouth heifer all this grace and mercy. Because I think Pizarro and Bree have just come to an understanding behind the scenes that her and any, here's the thing, they do, Pizarro and Bree do a lot of enemy of my enemy is my friend. And Uppity and Ness can't stand each other in this
Hmm.
heat. And I
Hmm.
think that they've agreed that they're just going to let her be up on the panels, their panels, to irritate Nez.
Hmm.
And in the meantime, why would you sit there and keep yelling uppity, let him talk? Would you do that?
No. And it was very irritating. And I'm not even gonna say she's the only one. There are several people out there. Like I said, when you're on the stream yard, sometimes it's really easy to be talking. And sometimes you might even think somebody's done talking and you just jump in. And then you realize, like you hear me a lot saying, go ahead, my bad, go ahead, go ahead. Because I'll be thinking sometimes that people are done and I'll start talking. Then I realize they still talking, and I do that a lot. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. My bad, go ahead. But girl, she be just like blah, 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 and Bree or whoever panel it is, they be literally yelling at her, uppity, uppity, uppity,
But why would
uppity,
you do
uppity.
that? Who would spend, who would waste their life, kill their panel, irritate their subscribers, and be rude to the other person that you have on the panel that's trying to talk, and you have to keep yelling uppity, please, uppity, let them talk. Up, why would you do that? That's your panel. Why would you
Well, they
put
are getting
somebody up there
paid to
that's
drop her. The
this is
funniest part was people kept paying to drop her for like
go
15
right back
minutes,
up?
and Bree
Hmm.
would bring her back up.
Yeah,
Then somebody would
see,
pay to drop her for 15 minutes, and Bree would bring her. And see, that's why I said a lot of people think that
hmm,
that's a
hmm,
scam
hmm,
because you know that people don't want to hear this person, they don't like this person, but you keep putting them up there, and then people pay to drop them down. Then you add them
look,
back up. Then people pay to drop
look,
them down. It's like a child.
it's the this air, the last one's going to go out, babe. It just did
I
that,
couldn't
bloop,
do
bloop,
it.
bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, can you
I'm
hear
not
me?
gonna let nobody pay me to drop nobody. I'm just like,
Can
if I ain't feeling you, I ain't feeling you.
can
Like,
you hear me?
I can't nobody tell me to drop nobody off my panel for no money. Like, either I'm not feeling you, and I'm kind of a open-minded,
Top
laid-back type
hood
of
table.
person. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit. You is kind of low.
Yeah, it's the air. The last AirPods getting ready to go out.
Oh my God, was you talking to me though earlier? I thought you was talking to somebody for real in your house because it was that low. I thought you was
I'm
like,
down to one. The other one went out, and I didn't want to just for it to go out and you just be sitting up there. But
girl,
it's
I
getting
thought you
ready
was
to
having
go
a
out fully.
sidebar conversation. I swear I thought you was having a sidebar conversation.
No, no.
Okay, well in that case, say your last words and then I'll wrap it up. But go ahead so you can get off of here.
Tanya, as usual, it's always been a pleasure. And I usually miss Friday Night Live, but I made it this time. We had great conversations.
Yes.
And I will go. What is the name of the video that Tasha K has with Bilal?
You know what? I'm gonna send you the link, but
Okay.
hold
Okay, and
on.
I will watch it maybe in bits and pieces, but thank you again.
Excuse me.
It was a pleasure.
Well, I definitely want other people to watch it too, so I'm looking it up real quick. I'm trying to do it real fast. Okay, so it's called excuse me. Okay, video because it wasn't live, it was up. Okay, it's called Exclusive. No, it's called Explosive. Will Smith's best friend of 40 years. That's says he's done lying.
Oh Lord, he done lying, huh? Okay. Lord have mercy. Okay, he done lying. He finished, y'all. He just ain't gonna lie no more. Okay. Are you there?
Yep, I'm on mute. It says Explosive. Will Smith's best friend of 40 years say he's done lying for him. Full interview.
Look,
And guess how
Soapy.
many views it got so far, girl? It
How many?
got 81,772 views so far, and it was only aired 5 hours ago.
Well, I mean, it's about Will Smith. It's not like
Yeah,
it's not like it's about him and people know who he is. It's about
I
Will and
know.
Jada. And look, Soapy said she is on the spectrum. She just high functioning. Look, he said she carries the gene and have passed it to two kids. All three have different fathers. Look at her. She looks touched. Good night, ladies. He talking about he talking about
You
uppity
know?
and you do know that's the
Oh
truth though,
God.
right? You do know that's the truth.
I think she sounds touched.
No,
Now look touched.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
passing the gene.
Passing G to her children. I don't know about all that now. But
She
I
got
do know
some
she looked like she got some issues.
she's definitely got some issues and yeah, but I mean
Because she be like talking and running on rampage Oreo I mean Corio, it's like it's like she's not hearing or comprehending. She don't even understand. Like when they be trying to pay for her to get down, she just be like, for how long? Like when they tell her somebody just paid for you to get down, she's like, well, how long this time? And then she will literally wait till that time pass and jump back on and do the same shit. And then they be like, they paying for you to get down. And she's like, for how long? Like it's like she don't even comprehend. Like they don't want you up. They sick of you. But anyway,
Yeah. I think I agree with Soapy, and a lot of people agree. You got three kids by three different fathers, but two, or either, I know two for certain, it might be all three, have, issues. You see what I'm saying? That's why people are like, you're the carrier. But,
yeah. What she say they got? Autistic or something
yeah, they're
or
autistic.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
we over here just to let me know we don't talk about children or nothing
no,
like
we
that.
don't talk. We were
We just
reading the comment that was left
right
in the chat and
right. That's what we
discussing
doing.
the comment.
Right. So don't nobody go over there and be like, oh, they was talking about your children because I ain't
But up,
having that.
but,
Okay,
but uppity, if you want to smoke,
girl, girl.
I'm
Oh
just
my God!
joking.
But
I'm just joking.
what's it call it was Ronnie Q. She was reading everybody down earlier. Uppity was one of them. Child, I was
Today,
hollering.
where,
Yes, Ronnie Q
where,
on Ronnie
where?
Q. It was on Ronnie's live.
Today?
Yes, she
Oh,
was. Oh my
God.
God, she was readable. It was like 3, 4 people that she was dragging.
I just do not understand. But I honestly, I can't stand this. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Hmm.
Because who was it that who? Oh, Erica Kelly.
Oh,
Of
uh huh.
course, MU can't stand her, right? And she's supposed to
Right.
be MU's big bad wolf. So, of course, Tracy is the only person in this sector that's being nice to her and allowing her to be in the chat. And it's like,
But why? I didn't
I
know
don't
that.
know. I don't know. Tracy, I don't know. I just like uppity on
After she was
Pizarro.
stalking her and following her, Tracy is cool with her.
Because the girl MU doesn't like her, and she now MU can't stand Erica Kelly. So of course it's that enemy of my enemy is my friend shit. I just said. So of course, if she thinks it's going to irritate MU, so she welcomes her in her chat, and I get tired. That's the same thing with Uppity, with Pizarro, and Bree, and a little bit, not much on Nika, but really Pizarro, and it's like they know that Nest and this Heat and Uppity are beefing, and they can, and really those are the people that they're real. Those two, Bree and Pizza, are beefing with, and so they're allowing Uppity to do her shit. That anybody else in this sector that they'd have pulled court records and saw that their children had been taken and was stinking and stuff,
Oh, they would
they
have
would
dragged them for
they
filth.
they won't allow anybody to talk about it on their panels. They basically have shut that whole conversation down in their chats and on their panels.
Well, let me tell you, Ronnie Q was dragging the shit out of that. She was like, "What kind of parents sends their kids to school? How funky do your kids gotta be for the other kids in the school to not want to sit by them?" I need to go back and watch the rest of Ronnie Q's because I
Yeah,
didn't even finish it.
I didn't even know she had one today. So I usually
If it
always look
wasn't
at it.
today, you know what? I saw it today, so let me. Am I lying? Was it yesterday? I know
It
I saw
might
it
have
today.
been. It might have been, girl. Don't feel bad.
Let me
Don't
see,
feel bad.
Ronnie. I'm looking it up right now. IQ. Ronnie IQ. I don't even know if I'll be putting the shit in there right. Okay, Ronnie. Here it
No,
is.
it's Ronnie IQ.
Okay, let's see. Live videos. Let's see. Let's really share my video. Peppermint Twat said, "What? Yes, you lost. You're a loser." I think, yeah, it was 2 days ago. I'm sorry. It
Oh,
was 2 days ago.
oh, okay.
And it's
Okay.
called Yes, You Lost. You're a Loser. And then she had one before that called Peppermint Twat said, Who's the scammer?
Now I heard. I watched. I think I watched that one. It was about Dovey because Dovey calling everybody a scammer, and I'm
Yes,
like,
don't be calling everybody a scammer.
really, Dovey? Okay,
Oh shit. But yeah,
really?
watch the one that she made 2 days ago called Yes You Lost. Like literally from the beginning to the end, she's reading a different person back to back. She's like, okay, who next? Who did I hear say something next? Okay, let me say this about you. Like she's like reading them back to back.
I
And she
love
got Duchess in there too. She was reading Duchess. She was reading uh uh what's her name? We just said her name, Uppity, and other people. Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Probably Quani, because Quani been calling them, saying they
I think she
scamming.
did say something about Kwani. If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, I think she did say something about Kwani
Uh-oh.
and shit.
Hello.
So
Okay.
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, it went out for a second, but
Okay.
girl, it's late. I gotta go, sweetie.
That's okay because I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta go
Oh
to work.
no, you gotta get up early too. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
I gotta
give
go to
me.
work because I'm off literally all next week. And when I say we are so behind in work, they are begging us to work this weekend. So I'm gonna work
Okay,
this weekend and get all the extra money that I can for Black Friday.
that's
So
right.
I ain't mad. But
I
anyway, thank you for joining us. You know, I love you, girl. I
I
love your
love you
commentary
too.
every time you jump on here. Even when we have our differences, and the
Hmm.
people who are new to the hood table, that's one thing that we don't fuck with. If we over here having deep, serious conversations and we don't even agree on shit, we still cool. Okay, we keep
Hmm.
it cool. Okay, you ain't
Right.
gonna never see us on no bullshit over here because we
No,
have a
not
difference
here.
of opinion. That's not the
Mm-mm.
hood table.
Mm-mm.
So I
Mm.
still love my girls, you know, whether we had different opinions or not. But tonight was a very, very, very good show. I thank you again, Corio, for joining me and
Of course.
Sislo and who else was it? Was it
Melissa.
Sislo
Melissa.
and Melissa? Yes, Mel, our girls, Mel. So
Hmm.
thank you all, ladies, for joining us tonight. Everybody in the chat, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. Especially to the ones who have channels. Sislo has a channel. Mel, Melissa King, Econ has a channel. Um, Make sure you subscribe and support them as well, please and thank you very much. If you want to be a contributor or a donator or a blessing or you know a whatever you want to call it, charity donation, pass around that offer plate if you want to leave a little some. Dollar sign the hood table 402. Thank you very much. Other than that, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. I don't know when I'll be back live again. Might be tomorrow night. Because I think we're gonna watch the rest of Tasha K's video, her interview with Brother Bilal. But I don't know because I have a lot of things going on. I know you guys are preparing for the holiday as well. Uh, I'm off most of the week next week, but I have family coming into town. I have cake orders for customers, and I also have to get my own dinner and everything ready for Thanksgiving. So for these next few days, I might be here, I might not. But regardless, if you're going live and I am supporter of your channel, even if I'm not going live, y'all know I'll be up in y'all chats. If I'm up here cooking or baking or decorating some cakes or whatever, or working overtime, I'll be in y'all chats. I'll give you a little like, a little share. I'll drop down. Hey, Wade, what's up? How you doing? But everybody, thank you, Corio. There she goes. She said, keep it hood and brush your teeth. She gotta represent my bro who ain't here tonight because that's what he say all the time. Brush your teeth. But other than that, everybody stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. Good night, Corio. I'll talk to you later, boot. I'm out.